What's up, my fellow Hawkins residents? Welcome back to another episode of the Upside Down Rewatch. We are on Stranger Things Season 2, Episode 5 and 6, here on Horror with Nads. I should actually probably name the channel. I am your host, Nadia. So before I bring everybody in, please, again, standard, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. If I hit 1K subs, I will torture myself and go see the new Final Destination movie. Or the new... There's a spider movie. Anyway, besides that, with all that out of the way, let's get everybody in here. Nick, Blue, and Sketch.
What's a spider movie?
There's some new spider movie that just got announced today that I just I will not watch spider movies. But if I hit 1K, I'll do either Final Destination or one of those two. But last thing, there is a super chat goal. Sketch was very nice to put together a very special clip. So $5 or more. If I get $5 or more, I'll play the clip. So no pressure, folks. But it's a very special clip, and I don't want to waste it just to play it. So make it worth it. So how's it going, guys?
It's going well.
Friday.
Yeah.
Happy Friday.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Nadia. I texted you so this film, I never heard about it, and you mentioned this film called Drop, and I was telling my son, hey, you're out of school, let's go check this out. And for a PG-13 film, usually you want them rated R, but for a PG-13 thriller, we walked out like, that was great. We had a great time watching Drop.
Man. He was supposed to do Scream 7, but I don't know if you saw my post the other day. Poor dude got a bunch of death threats because the whole issue with Melissa... I don't remember her last name. She was the lead in the last two Scream movies. So there was the whole Palestine-Israel thing, like making it political. So she left, or I don't think she left. I think she got let go by the studio. Then Ortega left, but they all thought Landon fired them. And Landon's like, I don't have a say in this. I was just coming on to work on the next project for it. So he did Happy Death Day 1 and 2 and Freaky.
Yes.
Yeah. So it just came out on Variety like yesterday about how like he had to get the FBI involved with his death threats and stuff. People were like threatening his children and stuff. Yeah.
As I keep saying, people, that's why I try to promote my Regal app as much as I can. I see more films than most people, but like, hey, listen, instead of complaining about Snow White, the next crappy MCU films you're not hearing about, like Drop, it came out of nowhere, and I would watch Drop 4 more times before I ever touch another MCU film. So
I am very excited to see Drop. I wanted to see Marshmallow, but I don't think it's playing out here in Vegas. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to find it.
Nobody's playing in my area neither.
I've not seen any availability in my area either.
I'm very psyched up for Sinners.
Same.
Yeah.
I kind of want to go see it when everybody's in town next week.
They already had for Eagle. They already had the Sinner popcorn bucket out, the popcorn bucket, and the popcorn or the soda tin. It's already they're already displaying it for next week.
2 Michael B. Jordans. Yes. Before I bring up everything, I want to get into the chat. Brandon, I'm glad you're here because I actually want to have you and Leon back to talk about the news for Resident Evil with Zach Kreger picking it up and now being hired $20 million to write the next installment. So evening, sir. Thank you for always stopping in the chat. Yeah, $20 million. You know what?
Just to write it?
That's
and direct it and put it together.
Yeah.
He's behind Barbarian.
I keep telling myself, Resident Evil, they eventually got to get it right. They've only failed 200 times.
I think Zach can do it. I think he could do it. Yeah, I think we can actually get a scary Resident Evil movie.
It's not even hard. The games are already movies. Just translate the games.
Look, Barbarian kind of already has that vibe with some of its corridors in the underground parts. So it fits. He's on the.
I feel that's unfair since I've read the screenplay. Oh. We're gonna have to talk. Whatever you can talk about. I know Brandon's great. I always I loved when I had him on Leon on. It was just especially because I come from I've played maybe one Resident Evil game and I've seen a couple of the movies, but these two are hardcore Resident Evil fans and hardcore George Romero fans too. So it was just fun just watching the two of them go back and forth.
Great, hopefully.
Anthony was here early. What up, nerds? What up, Anthony? Rachel, as always. Love seeing her in here. Blue. Cinevere's Fish, which I learned the other day. Cinevere's Stalker and Cinevere's Fish are 2 different people, apparently.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just... Okay. And then Brandon. And then it's okay, Toxic. Yeah. unfortunately, our Lord of Toxic had a wee bit of an accident, but he's okay, thank God. But he will not be joining us tonight. That's okay. It's all right. It's all right. Take care of yourself, man. I'm glad you're.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That looked crazy. Okay. Before we get into everything, as always, I wanted to bring this up. Our friend Jacob Ironside, who, by the way, Jacob Ironside's channel and Corey's channel, who I was on this past Monday with, they're both under 500. They both need to get on top of the panel, of course. Everybody's linked down there, but those two as well need to be. They should be high, especially Jacob and both.
Yeah.
Like Nick, everybody should be above 500 at this point. So if you are not subscribed to anybody, please go into the description, sub to everybody. Jacob covers movies, some movies I've never seen. And it's always a good time there. And he has some medical issues. He has elderly parents. His dad has medical issues, and they're being evicted from their home. So things happen, and I know Jacob wouldn't ask for help if it wasn't needed. So he is an amazing person. The link is pinned in the description. If you do feel inclined to donate, please do so. If you can't donate, the best thing you can do is share this with your network. Please just take the link, share it with your network, all your social medias if you can, just to get the word out to help him. So that's it. That's it. All right, stop sharing. And again, remember, there's a $5 super chat goal to play a very awesome clip that Sketch put together. And they're turning the frogs gay. Okay. So we are on episode 5, Dig Dug.
I know that game.
Dig Dug. Is it an actual game?
Yes.
Yeah.
You didn't know that? Oh my God. Yeah.
No.
It's actually Dig Dug is the arcade game, and man, the NES and Atari days. That's true.
I'm pretty sure they were playing it in the opening episode for the season when they're
right.
the arcade.
Yeah.
And they had to switch over to the other one.
Yep.
Mine, I had my infusion today. They had to pump Benadryl through me, so I might be a little loopy.
Well, it makes sense because Dig Dug is all about digging underground, digging through mines. As a miner, that's what it should play. So.
This is cool. Also should let you know that the documentary's director's cut is ago, and I'm filming new material and interviews with plans to address issues and way more analyze of the scripts. And he's talking about George Romero's Resident Evil. That's dope.
Nice.
You'll have to come back on once it's released. Talk about it. And other things. Okay. I'm all over the place. Sorry, gentlemen. I appreciate you guys with your patience.
Your first time, or
it is my first time. It's Canadians. Sorry, I'm trapped in a place worse than the Upside Down. Zax did it. I was wondering where he is, but I should mention too when I brought up Jacob. Tomorrow on Zax's channel will be another episode of Clam Jam. So it would be me with a bunch of very lovely ladies. We are going to be raising money for Jacob. I can't tell you if boobs are going to be out or in. You'll have to come and check it out.
I'll check it out.
Will there be showing of the BH, perhaps?
I think that should be a tier goal.
Yeah.
A very high tier goal. A very high tier goal.
Just let Vex handle it. It'll sort itself out.
Vex unfortunately won't be on tomorrow. What the hell? Unfortunately, she's got to get ready because she'll be out here for Vegas. So, but unfortunately, there will be no BH. But maybe we'll make it a tier goal. It would have to be really high, and then everybody would have to go get waxed. Probably. Let's make it as pretty as possible. Okay, for that, I'm gonna play the new clip, even though it's Canadian dollars, but it's all right. It's 11 seconds. Brace yourselves, everyone.
Oh my God, it's awesome.
It's beautiful.
It's basically an intergalactic invasion into this space through people. I'm telling you, it's what we're dealing with. I'll just say it, make fun of me all you want, but everyone already innately knows this. Our channel is a goddamn demon.
And that's the story of how Will Byers became the internet personality formerly known as Alex Jones.
The frogs are gay.
I loved it. So that is the new clip for this. All right. The group. Okay, so Dig Dug. In episode 5, the group continues to unravel the mystery surrounding Hawkins Lab and the Upside Down. Joyce, Jonathan, and Nancy investigates Will's visions and the lab's secrets, while Dustin and Steve finally team up to confront the growing threat of Dart. Dustin's pet turned monster. Hopper digs deeper into the lab's conspiracy, and 11 seeks answers about her past, leading to her reconnecting with. Well, no spoilers. Her mom. Well, spoilers. Her mom.
Mama.
Yeah. So let me bring it up. Mama.
It's crazy how much stuff that one little synopsis just covered. We think about how feels like how little the rest of the episodes so far have had to go off of.
This is definitely a better episode than the last one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think this is where like the season starts to really get more compelling.
Yeah.
And you start getting into like the main plot of season 2 here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So breakdown of it. So initially Hopper's is investigating. He's trapped in the tunnels beneath the pumpkin fields. 11 goes on this journey to find her mother. Dustin and Steve's mission is to lure Dart throughout this whole entire thing, because Dustin finally woke up that it's a Demogorgon. I don't know how you don't know it's a Demogorgon, but until it grows, it
Denial.
just is a goddamn demon.
Yeah.
Goddamn demon. Nancy and Jonathan finally, it's not this episode, but the next one, they finally come to, yes. Will's connection. And then Bob, rewatching this makes me so sad for Bob.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Because I know what's coming.
I'm Bob's brain.
Bob, so.
Nothing bad happens to Bob.
Nothing bad happens to Bob. So Joyce is looking for Hopper. He calls her in the opening scene, but they've put together what will come to be the map of Hawkins through tunnel systems and rivers and lakes. Actually, Bob helps solve. So ladies, marry the nerd, because maybe one day he'll help you solve the mystery of your kids' seizures. I don't know.
As you guys said last episode, though, I have to give props to whoever. Somebody had to take time and put all this stuff. There's like thousands of freaking posters all over this damn house. Like, holy shit! How long is this to take to do this, man?
Yeah, I was mentioned last week where like the amount of like crayons that were used. I don't know how many pieces of paper. You could probably try and count at least to a somewhat estimated number. But yeah, like the layout of it, and I wonder if they were like having it planned so that the heart of the lake, right, was always going to be in that spot, or they're just sort of leading to it. Like, I'm sure they probably had some sort of idea or plan where it's going to start, where it's going to lead, and so forth. But yeah, just that kind of stuff is, I don't know, I find it to be a little like neat because of like these small nuances that actually have something to do like with the story. And obviously, as Bob points out, like you can actually trace it on a map, which is obviously all fictional, but still it's actually just kind of cool, like for like the creative aspect of it.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, this art department probably spent a week.
At minimum, this was a week's worth of work for like 10 people.
For 10 like PAs. Oh, you got nothing else to go on today? You're in the art department today.
For 8 hours a day. Like,
yeah. They're like, oh, cool. I get to work on Stranger Things for a week. You're just going to be using crayons and drawing out these maps.
Yep.
The monkey's paw strikes again.
I just don't know why he just couldn't get like a huge construction size paper and just.
No.
Don't you understand, Nadia? This house is made for the art department to go wild in, okay?
Yeah, really.
I guess they're like, we need more
Christmas
stuff for the art department to do. Yeah.
Paper, color with crayons. Jeez.
Yeah.
And Will is getting worse at this point. The connection between him and the Mind Flayer is, I would say, deepening at this point, especially once we get to the end. Spoilers, I guess, the last bit of the episode where they're trying to burn things in the tunnel and he feels it, so he has that. It was interesting, the next episode, explaining it to be almost like a parasite, like a virus.
Yeah.
It's a good way of comprehend. Thank you. Fucking man.
You know, interesting. You know what's interesting about that, and you actually bring a good point up, because when they even try to like burn part of it, right, while he's in the hospital, hospital, whatever, and or the lab's hospital, whatever you call it, and he's like, "Do you feel it now?" He goes, "No." And he goes, "Little warm." He's like, "I started to feel it in my chest." Right, it's like as his body would heat up because of them using like a flamethrower or some sort of fire, right? to kill a virus. That's what our bodies, do.
Fevers. Yeah.
Like,
definitely.
Fever to kill the virus. Like our body heats up naturally and purposefully to do such a thing, but it's the exact opposite for him. Like he doesn't want to stay, warm. He wants to stay hot, but it's like, that's how you're going to kill the virus, is just by heating it up. So I don't know. It's a pretty cool thing that they did, but it's not super, super duper scientific, but it's just like a logical science that works in like a fictionary world.
Yeah. My husband would agree with you, and he will, and thank God he's not listening, because when he gets sick, he wraps himself in a comforter and layers and just sweats it out. He makes himself so uncomfortable that he's just sweating out the virus. Me, I can't do that. I just can't. I mean, he's like, if you just sweat it out for 24 hours, you're going to be fine. It won't prolong your sickness. So, I think it's true to it, Nick. It's why our bodies respond to having fevers when we're sick, because our body is trying to fight what's going on. I mean, I'm not a doctor. Alex Jones is a doctor, but I'm not a doctor.
Yeah.
I like this scene though. This is like, you have a friend comforting his friend. Hey, don't worry about this Mind Flayer. If anything, now like you can see what he sees, and he's just reassuring him, because the kid's still terrified. I mean, plus he's visibly shaking and covered in sweat, and just like, he's being possessed by like whatever, some kind of kaiju space, whatever, like a mist creature from another dimension. Like,
I mean, I would be upset and terrified if I had that haircut too.
See, that's the one thing the Mind Flayer is compelling him to do right now, is to get a haircut. That's what he really needs to be telling him to do.
That's a rough look on that kid.
It's the 80s, come on.
So neither one of them have great haircuts, but yeah, it is the 80s. So
it's because it's straight and sitting on his face, where Finn's like is a little curlier and such.
Yeah. At one point, I had both those haircuts in my youth.
I will say though, Noah over here, he's a good kid actor in this. He really makes me feel like he is sick or terrified.
Definitely.
I think he's probably one of the better ones out of the group of kids. Not that they're not bad, like they're all, for kid actors, they really nailed it in the first casting of all these kids. But I think Noah, to me, has like an old soul that comes through. So I like it. So he's discussing that what you were saying, Blue, back and forth, that if he's a spy, he can see what the Mind Flayer's seeing or figure it out. But Will brings up a good point. Well, if I can see what he sees, he's going to be able to see what I see too.
Yeah.
So it's kind of tit for tat a little bit here.
We try to say, "Oh, don't worry about it. That's you're the key to defeating this thing." So he's trying to reassure his friend, and poor kid.
Yeah. It's so creepy. It's the closest thing to a spider I can handle. That's about it. That's it. I have never even seen Arachnophobia. So.
Oh really? Man, I love that movie.
Nope.
We discussed that on Jacob's channel sometime last year. But
Quinati, it's all practical effects too. So they use real spiders.
Notice I was not in the chat.
I was afraid of spiders for a good 5 years after that film.
I can't do it. There's 2 big spider movies that came out last year, and I listen. I have a horror channel. I get it, but unless somebody's going to pay me to go see it, I'm out.
so does watching Return of the King, when you see the Hobbit get to like Shelob, like the giant spiders, does that like kind of freak you out or no?
Nick, listen. Legend of Zelda, Orphan of Time, or whatever it's called, where you go in the tree and the spiders drop on you.
Yeah,
scared me so bad.
That was N64,
and I didn't know it was coming. I had to play from behind the couch. So I had with my sisters saying hey, go left, go right, So
if you ever watch Arachnophobia, I will get drunk with you and watch that movie.
No, I'm telling you,
that could be a nice sub goal in the future, though.
Yeah, I'll make it a tier goal. I was thinking of torturing myself when I hit 1K, of having tier goals for that celebration. I'll put a fucking spider movie on. I just. I can't.
But there is comedic elements too, which should help you out. So it's kind of it's a horror comedy.
I don't care. I don't care. Did you know spiders have balls? No, because I don't ever look up spiders. I Don't watch it. Now we're talking about spiders, and all my FUPs are going to be jumping spiders and spiders and this spider. No, no, I can't. Spiders and aliens. Don't do. So.
Interesting.
Poor Hopper he's still stuck in the tunnels.
Yep. Yeah. Okay, so this is another key moment of Hopper. Hopper, trapped in the tunnels beneath the pumpkin fields, discovers a network filled with the upside down vines, exposed to a strange spore-like substance, which I kind of was expecting them to play a little bit more with the filtration of what's in the air.
Yeah. I do like it though. Like just seeing like the little flakes all around him and stuff. It just got that grittiness to it, like it's ash floating.
And he's breathing it in.
Yeah.
Wouldn't this have an effect on you?
Well, later it does to a degree.
Well, no, that's after he gets sprayed with like the spores.
Yeah.
Blank. But like they made a huge point in the first season just about like the air being like basically like a radioactive cocktail and how they need like protective like suits to be able to deal with it. And now here he is just.
Yeah, but he does have trouble breathing though, definitely.
This dude's gonna have like an iron lung at this point.
Probably.
After breathing this in. And even later on when I think Steve goes into the tunnels with Dustin at some point.
Yeah.
And just wears a bandana that everybody during COVID time thought was going to protect them as well.
No, definitely not.
You know what's funny though? I thought that same thing. I'm like, I wonder at some point if he wondered, I breathed in a lot of weird stuff and it even like spat in my face and I passed out. I wonder if I should go to the doctor and get looked at. And,
this is the 80s. They don't go to the doctor back then.
No, that's what I was. But that's when I was like, oh yeah, they probably didn't really believe in a lot of that back then. So it's just like, have a beer and a cigarette and you'll be all right.
For how many cigarettes this man smokes a day, his lungs are probably already exposed to worse anyways.
Besides, even if he breathes this in, even if it affects it, he's still going to live to like 100 and something.
He's endured much worse as we know through the seasons. So this is nothing for a good old Hop.
Anything upside down is making him stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how he's not screaming for help. He's just saying, "Son of a bitch! Stop! Get off me, you asshole!" Yeah. I do like the effects of the tunnel. I think even if the ash is CGI, it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good.
Definitely,
yeah.
Very creepy. And here's
it's when CGI is done right. We're never getting CGI. It's when it's like practical effects and CGI. Like you always said, Nadia, the CGI should complement the practical effects.
Yep.
Well, that makes me wonder. I want to find like a behind the scenes, see how much of like that tunnel was actually like constructed versus like just CGI'd in for him on a sound suite.
Oh, that's a good point. Probably the main part of it, like where he's laying down and stuff, is a sound.
Oh, it's a small detail too. When it says like chapter 5, so it's got the 80s graininess to it with the little pops and the white and the filtering. When it says chapter 5, it comes out. It looks like an 80s movie.
I do like the fact that their openers have been consistent. Like it doesn't change with each season. It's the same chapter 1, and I like that it's kind of uniformed a little bit.
They might flesh it out to make it just like a little more like just like high res, but the formula pretty much stays exactly the same every single time.
Yeah. And then we open up at the motel with Nancy and God gave him talent as an actor. Jonathan. Getting a room together. You want a single or a double?
I do. Just wait, like he always got the douchebag behind her. I want a room. Yeah, we have those.
Yeah.
At least I'm bothered by it.
She's working the graveyard shift on like an interstate highway.
Yeah.
At 2 a.m. Like she's used to people just coming and be like, "Give me a room."
Yeah.
It's like it's what I get paid for.
We do get a little bit of a background here too that I actually missed in the first initial watch through. That because this takes place a year after the first season.
Yeah.
That I think it was Nancy or Jonathan waited a month. Nancy waited a month for Jonathan to make a move and then went back to Steve.
I didn't catch that either.
In the dialogue, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, see if I can find it. It's when they're
the little joke that I like. It's like, we only hang out when the world is about to end.
Yeah.
That was cool bonding though, comparing scars. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My scar's bigger than yours, Jonathan.
To us. Here it is.
Yeah.
And I think he says, give it a minute.
Let you know. Because he
Something
pulls
went on.
away.
After everything you just disappeared. And it's like, I waited a month and you went back to Steve.
Yeah, Nancy.
Yeah, Nancy.
This is your fault, Nancy.
Yeah.
This is your fault. Yep.
Disappeared.
I think
You got 1 month before
I
locking
waited.
down Wheeler.
Yeah.
like a month.
Only
I waited.
Like a month.
To be
And then
young
went back
now.
to Steve. Yeah.
Yeah, it's teenage love for you. It's been a month. Oh my god.
I know for them that's like an eternity. So
Yeah, it's like
I will say, you know who I feel the worst for in this scene?
Steve?
Steve. Yeah.
yeah. No.
Steve was just
course.
like, oh, all right. Steve was there. So she went back to Steve.
See what
You
I
know.
mean? Steve gets the short end of the stick and
Turn off
so
the lights,
much of
I want
this.
Yep.
Poor Steve.
It's okay though, because this is also the return of the king.
Yeah. But I feel bad because the next girl that he's interested in turns out to be a lesbian. So like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been there.
he's just blue.
It's okay. It's okay,
Yeah.
bro. We
No.
all, who
Yeah.
hasn't? Who hasn't?
They break your
Who
heart so
has
much.
not been there? This is where Will comes up to Joyce and tells her, like, I think I know where he is. He's in trouble.
Yeah.
I think he's
He's
gonna
dying.
die.
I think he's gonna die.
Man, is that wrong?
I'd be creeped out too if my kid came with that bowl cut, big eyes,
Those
trying
eyes.
to figure it out.
I'm like, are you feeling okay, Will? Because
Yeah.
I know you're like
It's like
not.
I know.
so.
It's like I know you're not feeling okay, but any worse than you already are?
Yeah.
Oh, I do like when they do rescue him at the end. He does grab his hat, kind of a
Mhm.
tribute to. I'm sure Toxic would be here, be like, now that is a tribute to Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely
like
felt that way.
Sorry, I do like the fact, but he is puking up black goo once he wakes
Mhm.
up, so he is vomiting. This shit is in his throat and his lungs. You know, it's where that stuff is.
Hopper's been through it, man. He's gone
Yeah.
through the time. He's been over in Russia. He's had to find it. Like Hopper has been through it.
He
I love the music
deserves
here,
every
too.
little bit. He deserves
Yeah.
his moment at the end of season 4. Every ounce of
Oh,
it
wow.
for this.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yep.
I don't care
Pulls-
how corny it looks. He deserves it.
At first, I thought he was gonna smoke. I was like, all
Mhm.
right, one last smoke, I guess. But
Yeah.
he's
Straight
leaving a
up thought
trail.
so too.
breadcrumb. Yeah.
Smart.
Plus,
But that's a
plus
smart move.
small detail too. He cuts off a piece of his sleeve as like a makeshift bandana just because it helps. You know.
Yep.
Use
it's
it for
something.
the torch as well.
Yeah.
I think this is one of the few moments we also get a look at Lucas's parents.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's a great scene with those kids though.
Yeah.
Because she and that syrup, she's just like chugging the syrup on him. Like, damn.
Even when, how do you apologize to your? Even when she's wrong, she's never wrong.
Yeah, no, that part. So he's like he folds the papers like, son, she's never wrong. And like puts
Yep.
the paper back up right here.
Look at
Yeah.
look at that 500-mile stare in his face. Is like, oh shit, I better get this right.
He looks
He's
over.
just
Like,
laughing. Like,
yeah. He looks over like I'm getting laid tonight.
He's like,
heading
I'm not
to-
sleeping on the couch again.
I've determined that Billy is no longer my favorite character. By the way, after this episode,
Oh,
So they can't show the racist Aunt Jemima syrup the kids got there.
I was trying to find it.
I'm looking
It's,
at it. It just says like butters
There it
or
is.
butters on it.
it's nondescript. They didn't pay for the product placement to be there.
Actually,
Yeah.
it don't see Mrs. Buttersworth on it. Oh crap!
I'm being like for real. I think they actually just took the label off and said it's nondescript syrup.
Yeah, because right here, 'cause
what
it does.
was it originally?
Yeah.
I know
They
she's
have the
holding it
back.
backwards. You can't see.
Oh,
the
no,
logo,
oh,
so
no,
you can't see
no,
the
no,
logo.
No, you can't. Wait, the mom looks at her and she goes, sorry. She says softly about 2 seconds in, Nadia. She puts a cap and it does say, it said Mrs. Buttersworth written on it. It's like, oh shit. I think didn't have.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm surprised they had a product placement for this. As long as it's not Aunt Jemima.
That's a lot of syrup.
Yeah.
But when we're at that age, we can
Kids.
have as much sugar as we want. Now I look at it and I'm like, oh, that's gonna make me
Sugar.
vomit.
Sugar. Yeah.
Not very
Yeah.
carnivore. Oh man, Dustin's a dick to his mom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, what else?
I feel
How are you
so
going to explain
bad.
this to her? What are you going to do? Are you going to tell him, yeah, interdimensional demon ate the cat?
I feel bad.
Honestly, I would take the
Usually-
cat's dead body and put it like in the back by the woods and then just treat it as like a coyote or
Yep.
something got to it. So at least she knows, like, I mean, it's sad.
There's
But-
some closure though.
Yeah, some
Yeah.
closure.
Maybe, but like
Yeah.
you're a kid. You don't want to. You're
Mhm.
already in the deep end. You don't want to get in trouble.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Mom.
I
It's
love
all
how,
good phone too, yeah.
yeah,
You hear like the
You can
dial
hear
tone.
yeah.
You all remember that because kids with smartphones will never know that sound.
So Dustin doesn't have a father. I mean, he has a father, but he doesn't have a father that's around. So she's a single mom. For my
Yeah.
assumption from the first season to this,
Yeah.
there's no man in Dustin mom's life. And Dustin, this is his own fucking fault. No offense with Dart. He should have, you know what? I think his friends let him off way too easily.
Yeah.
Oh,
'Cause,
that's
like-
too audio. Sorry.
No, go ahead, Blue.
I'll say like when to talk to you guys, listen to headphones on. The second it does it, it switch over to him going for D'Artagnan. You hear dun, 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 like the synth music. I love the music, and it's so everything. The show is so 80s. It's so authentic.
I cannot wait for the next season. I'm very excited to see the trailer, which we'll just do a stream on the trailer when it hits in May. That'll
Analyze
be a whole thing. We'll just analyze it for an hour or so
Hell yeah.
and take a look at it.
He's dropping baloney.
Try-
So here's a question: what happened to the turtle?
He ate
Where's
it.
the tur-
It
where did the
definitely
turtle
got
go?
eaten for sure.
Oh yeah, because I don't think we see the turtle after this.
No, they forgot about the turtle. I like the little run he does the whole time.
Yeah, shit. That's my thing. Yeah, kid, you said you're bonding with this creature. It's all fun and games until at the end the pet wolf gets bigger. You know?
Until it tries to
This is
eat
a
you.
commentary.
Yeah.
This is a commentary on all the people in the '80s who like purchased like baby like tigers, monkeys,
Oh,
and
definitely.
like anacondas as exotic pets.
I will say the CGI is pretty good here
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
with Little Dart. I kind of want one.
How do you know?
Yeah.
Don't do it.
I mean, probably after my cat event,
Uh-huh.
God forbid. Hopefully, she stays around for a little bit longer. But afterwards, maybe after I have no pets,
It's a
and
harmless
we
reptile.
genetically made these.
Uh-huh.
They're pretty cute.
Correct me if I'm wrong. This is like the first time you get to see like a Demogorgon like in like broad daylight too.
Hmm.
That's a good question. Then why isn't he just like, the sun?
Apparently, the sun doesn't hurt him.
Maybe,
So-
Maybe
it's not intense enough.
Hmm.
That, or I wonder if it's that like phase of evolution, like it doesn't really affect it that much. Like maybe it's, I don't know, and that part of the process that it's at, like that stage, isn't that harmful. I don't. Who knows?
Was that ever established in season 1 that the sun hurts them?
No, but if you go back to season 1, the Demogorgon always attacked at night.
Yeah.
I know it doesn't like fire based on
Yeah.
season 4,
Well,
but
I mean, in season 1, there's a scene where Nancy thinks she sees it like when she's trying to figure out what happened to Barb originally.
Yeah.
And that was in the middle of the daytime. So just because they're nocturnal doesn't mean they can't be. They're not vampires, you know.
That's
yeah,
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a
So
thing with,
I bring up the point more so it's like this is first if you get to see like a Demogorgon CG like in daylight, where most time they use like the dark to kind of obscure it a little bit more.
Fair
No,
enough.
This is full. This is like fully lit Demogorgon now.
Uh-oh, he sees him. I'm waiting because I want to. It made me laugh when he.
he hockey puts him. Just,
Yeah,
I'm like,
and then he goes back.
Demi dog, not Gorgon.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet. Yeah, not yet. Not fully grown yet.
That's a
Ooh.
ball.
It's like, hi, how are you?
That's how my dog is.
That's how my cat is.
so
when
yeah,
I
that's
leave
how
my
cats do it.
office.
Yeah,
What's messed up is right now you're not sure if this thing actually still has a bond with Dustin. It's trying to kill him, or just actually wants to eat him. Because you want to tell yourself that maybe it's still at some level it does care about Dustin.
I do like. I wanted to bring it back to where is it? Where it's walking up. If YouTube dings me, it's okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's always, if you do like said 2 or 3 second clips, you're usually
There.
okay. So
That looks really good for CGI.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
So I
it's
wonder
going,
if
like,
they used a dog or a puppet and then
it's possible.
It definitely moves like a dog almost, but like, look, it's going like across shadows from the trees that are going. That's
Mhm.
Yeah,
going.
I was just
That's
about to say, like,
great.
the shadow movement is actually really done in this scene.
Yeah.
it's really well done.
What's when CG artists aren't rushed and they actually could take their time building stuff?
Touche.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
We missed it.
Ah,
Yeah. Outlaw. What's up? What's up? Welcome. Welcome to our Oh, here we go. Okay, hold on. Give it a minute.
Excellent. Yep. Yeah, I'll keep
Bam! Oh.
Ooh, shit.
He's like, I'm sorry, but you ate my cat.
Mhm. We were cool until that point. Now we don't have a bond. Unsevered.
Yeah.
Friendship with Dart ended. Now Steve is real homie.
Yeah.
Oh man. This poor kid.
I'm not sure if that's
Apologizing is still
Peter
the funniest thing.
Brilt. Yes.
That's just a close up of the truck
Yeah, but
as
I don't know if that was some kind of like reference. It says Peter Brilt on it, like
our trivia guy's not here tonight.
I'll look it up for
Unfortunately.
Couldn't tell ya.
Yeah. So 11, after finding files about her mother in last episode, Terry is in Hopper's cabin. She travels to meet her. So she learns Terry is in a catatonic state, but experience visions of their shared past for it. So I like how her aunt just kind of opens the door and she goes, "Hey, I want to see Mama," and she just lets this random girl in. Like,
Well, you recall she
show me your ID.
She initially kicks her, like tells her to scram because like we don't want your religion, we don't want your thin mints, go away. But as soon as as soon as this kid just like telekinetically unlocks your door from the inside, you're like, oh
yeah, because especially if you look at the chain, it unlocks itself. You're like, you know what? Come on in. Like, but plus her nose. Remember, her nose is bleeding too because she uses her power. Even like it's weird. The smallest use of her power still makes her nose bleed.
Mm-hmm.
Spelled it wrong, but you get my point. Two different monsters of evolution.
There you go.
I played enough Pokemon. I know how this works.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hasn't evolved
Whatever
yet.
you're selling.
It's still just a baby Bulbasaur.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sure, that's what the head looks like.
Hey.
We'll keep it PG here.
It's love the 80s though, because in reality, like, yes, guys, if a 200-pound man want to kick open your door, a chain this big is probably going to stop that door from getting broken.
They don't care. Serial killers thrived in this timeline, okay, and beforehand.
It's like it's just funny things. Like, remember one of the best scenes in X-Men 3 with Magneto? Remember he destroys the entire Golden Gate Bridge, and the mother freaking locks the car doors.
Yep. Like that's gonna keep them out.
Sure.
I thought this was a very touching moment. I was very surprised on rewatch that they would examine 11's mother, that like not keep it a secret for long, kind of not Game of Thrones it in a sense. But I don't know if they thought they were going to get a third season or down the line. So hi, lovely Sherry. Evening. Happy Friday, girl. Welcome. We learned that the words that she's repeating was the last couple of things she saw while she was trying to rescue her daughter. And then had the, what is it called when they shock them in the brain?
Electroshock.
Yeah.
Electric. I need it for sure.
It's like, like Baker acting.
Mm-hmm. Breathe Sunflower Rainbow 40 50. 450.
Yeah. You said 40.
I was like, listen. I had anyway, and then we get introduced to what I think is one of the best, but also one of the worst characters. A little bit more. I like Murray in certain things.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
well, I mean,
he's a little rough. He's a little cringy.
There's always a tinfoil Alex Jones types out there.
Hi, DJ Play Nice. Hello, guys. You are awesome. Thank you for hanging out. Make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Share the stream. Trying to get to 1K subs. Let's go. Let's get Nick to 500 subs. Let's get everybody to 25,000 subs. I know you all have friends like that. Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Spread the word.
Spread the word. 100,000. Just, I know you all know that many people.
Yeah.
So Nancy and Jonathan meet with conspiracy theorist Murray, which he was in an earlier episode when he showed up to talk to Hopper. After analyzing Will's drawings, they connect the tunnels to the lab's experiment. Murray helps them strategize leaking the truth, which I thought was a clever idea I think some podcasters could learn from this. Instead of saying the frogs are gay, let's say the chemicals that we are placing in our water are enhancing these species to evolve to this. Dumb it down a little bit and make it a little bit more realistic, a little bit more able to digest the normal individual. So I think some of our conspiracy theory podcasters could learn from this. But yeah,
that's a lot of words for the frogs are gay.
Whatever, you know what I mean.
But Nadia, if we didn't do it like that, we wouldn't get the timeless meme.
The frogs are gay. You know what?
It's basically an intergalactic invasion into this space through people. I'm telling you, it's what we're dealing with. I'll just say it, make fun of me all you want, but everyone already innately knows this. Our channel is a goddamn demon.
So I'll give you a little bit behind the scenes trivia. In the middle of that rant that's cut out there, when he says make fun of me all you want, the next line is on CNN or wherever. I damn nearly cut to a shot of Murray when he says that, but I cut it out to keep it short. I was that close.
That's my new Inception clip. Instead of Billy strutting it around, that's my new that's the one that we're gonna get sick of. All right, so they kind of
and then I'll make another one.
Yeah,
they basically break down who 11 is and how much stuff he's got wrong because he thinks he knows everything, but he's got a lot right, but still he's missing stuff.
Nancy just says your timeline is off.
Yeah.
Look on his face. He's like, "What?
How do you kids know more than I do here? What?"
Well, I'm trying to figure out. It's does this imply that he never once talked to Nancy about that night? Because he seems so bewildered when she's saying this to her. And it's did she say?
I mean, they're technically teenagers last season, so
yeah,
I think it would be weird for him to approach teenagers to talk about this stuff.
Well, I mean, if she was one of the last people who saw Barb on that night, wouldn't Nancy be one of the prime not suspects in that sense, but candidates you'd want to interview to make sure that you have the sequence of events leading up to that night correct?
Yeah.
Have Nancy on his podcast.
There you go.
To talk about it. Murray would have a podcast at this point.
Oh my god.
Oh definitely. Yeah. Before podcasting, kids.
In season 5, he's going to be running around with a little handheld voice recorder, taking notes or something as he's seeing all this play out.
And then we get to Max and Billy. Billy's dropping off Max at the arcade, and she's kind of being tricked to go to the back room.
Right there. Oh, sorry. She's about to pass. Yeah, right there, Dig Dug. She passes it.
Dig Dug. Because it's broken.
Yeah.
So
allegedly.
Short circuit in the motherboard. Real bummer. And this dude, creepily, is I got something in the back for you.
This dude's always eating, too.
Yeah. He's got Cheeto fingers.
Yeah.
He's got really thin arms for his he needs to work out with Nick for a couple of months.
A couple years.
Right?
He's what they refer to in the industry as skinny fat, okay?
Yes.
Looks.
Yeah.
That hair's not helping him either.
No.
Yeah.
That chin also really isn't helping him.
Yeah.
Lack of a chin.
He's got to do some lymph node drainage going on.
Yeah, turn a comic book guy in his 30s.
Yep. So she gets tricked into hanging out with Lucas because she's mad that she's really not in the friends group, especially with the last couple of episodes of how they treated her. And he's like, listen, I'm going to tell you what's going on, but could possibly get you killed. I need you to accept these terms. And she's like, haha, whatever. She's like, fine, I accept it. And she still doesn't believe him afterwards, too. I mean, it takes her seeing one of these things, I think, to finally fully grasp of what they're dealing with.
But it does show the trust that she definitely had to, at this point, earn their trust. And we are, 6 episodes in, or sorry, 5 in. But, okay, listen, I'm going to tell you everything. And, of course, sure, this is all real.
back at the buyer's house, Joyce is trying to put together this map to find Hopper and our Bob, Saint Bob.
Justice
Decides
for
to show
Bob.
up. Yeah, R.I.P. Bob. Bob deserves better. Shows up because he thinks Will's sick. And you know what?
Yep.
This dude, justice for Bob, 100%. What a nice guy, man. He's like, these are the things I loved when I was sick as a kid. Like,
we
I
didn't have Nintendo back then.
And he's trying to bond with these kids. You know, he's not just like, okay, your kid's sick. I guess I'll see you in a couple days. This is a good man. He's
doing wholesome activities that are engaging with the child, not just slap him in front of the TV. Let's watch some. Price is Right.
Bob was too beautiful for this world.
He is.
Mhm.
He is. I know. Poor Bob.
He
I need
stole
one
our
of those.
hearts.
I need one of those clips of, when it's in memory and it's like in black and white and it's like the arms of the angels and it's just clips of Bob just playing.
Don't worry, I got you, Nadia.
Okay, Sketch.
You gotta understand.
You know what
If
I
you
mean.
say- as soon as you say I'm listening.
You know what I mean. It's like
Go
black and
on.
white and it's just different pictures of Bob just being Bob and it's like in memory, like some really sappy music.
I'll hold on to that idea for once we hit a certain point this season. Don't you
Okay.
worry. I'll hold on to that one.
But Joyce kind of at first wants to have him leave, blow him off because doesn't want him, and then realizing that he's a brainiac. Like this is a puzzle. Like he loves puzzles like this, so he could potentially help with this. And I thought that was a really good turn of events. Still not kind of telling him everything that's going on, but
She
Bob's
explicitly tells
able-
him like, no question, you can't ask questions.
Stop
I like,
asking
Yeah.
questions,
I like
Bob.
that they just hard cut to him staring at the wall. He's like, oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Huh.
This is normal.
Bob, no questions.
Yep.
Bob, despite being the outsider to the supernatural, proves resourceful by decoding Will's tunnel map, helping rescue Hopper as well. So Bob's a real hero.
Yeah.
It's a map from the Goonies. Yeah. I love that movie.
But he does. He breaks down. He's like, Will doesn't look well. You don't look well, and just tell me. He's like, just tell me what's going on. Be level with me. I can't, Bob, because you're not going to believe me about some interdimensional creatures.
Some
I
crazy
know.
shit happening. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then poor Hopper
Yeah.
gets taken by the Mind Flayer's tentacles.
Mm-hmm.
I do it though.
Hive
Like
mind.
said Nadia,
Vines.
the way
something
Bob
like
looks
that,
over
yeah.
though, because this is before people had Google Maps and stuff. He just knows Hawkins, and some people are just built like that, where he just discerns. He sees everything. It's really cool.
My hometown, I knew everything. I knew where to go. I knew
Yeah.
everything. I knew, high school, especially high school kids, if you stay in the same town during your 4 years, you know where to go. You know where everybody's going to be on a Thursday night. You know where everybody's
Yeah.
going to be during the weekends and stuff. So I like this. I wish we could go back to this.
well,
I know there are still towns like this that exist, but they are far few in between.
most
And
people have moved out of them now.
yeah, and they're dead. Like their main
Yeah.
streets are dead, and
Yeah.
it's sad. It's sad.
Not only is it just like small population wise, but like it's also probably just not a very big like square like mileage town. Like just it doesn't take up a lot of space,
Mhm.
So he's able to discern like it's like a couple miles between like this lake and this lake, and he like he sets that up pretty quickly.
I do like small details when Hopper steps on one of the vines. It's squealing, but almost like it's squealing in pain. He just tishes on it, and you hear it like reaching. And
The screech,
Mhm.
yeah.
yeah,
Because
So-
smart to climb through a vinyl tunnel, dude.
at this point, he's just desperate. Like, boy, where do I
I
go?
would just I would aim up, aim high.
Yeah.
Yeah. Poor Hopper. Poor Hopper. All right, we're almost there through. So he's burying his cat looking for Code Red. Code Red, folks. He's about to confess that he's been keeping Dart around. And the only person he can get on is
Is
his
Erica.
sister. And she's like, shut your mouth.
I
you
get it.
guys-
It's a code red.
Do you guys have younger sisters?
I do.
Yes. Yeah.
Is this how it is?
Yes.
Yes.
It was for a while.
I feel like brother to sister is different than like sister to sister because I would beat my sister up all the time.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
So
my sister would lose her patience with me like after 2 minutes if I was humming in the car. Like,
oh, you play the
who
game.
knows?
I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. I'm
Yeah.
not touching you.
Yeah.
It's such a little sister thing too. Especially she's grabbing his He-Man toys. My sister would grab my Ninja Turtles, my He-Man, my GI Joes. Like they would all come on. And of course, the whole like GI Joe dating Barbie, two different franchises.
I remember there was one time my sister like threw one of my like X-Men figures across the room, and I thought it broke. So then, like I took her Barbie and I ripped her head off.
Oh no!
She cried. I got yelled at.
I would cut the hair of my sister's Barbies. Because the head you can actually pop back on.
Exactly. Yeah. So there was like cut the hair or like just broke the leg in half or something like that. But yeah.
Yep. Cut the hair right off. We get back to 11. She's asking, what's wrong with Mama? What's going on? Very touching moment. However, I will say a little bit of a criticism. I feel this part of this episode could have had a little bit more emotion maybe to it. Maybe a little bit more like really kind of pull at the heartstrings. And I did not feel that with this. Even though this is her meeting her mom for the first time, we know what 11 has gone through. She's not really had any parental love other than Hopper for the last year, right? As a surrogate father, maybe Joyce as during season 1 towards the end as a surrogate mother. But to find her mother and then, I don't know, it just didn't, it came off a little bland, maybe, the scene. Feel free to disagree with me.
I guess she's just like really upset because she realized the fact her mother's just like stuck in this permanent vegetative state.
And it's a touching moment, but it just didn't pull at my heartstrings like I think it should have been. I think there could have been, I don't know, better acting, better it's something just to kind of make you feel. I could take her to leave it, to be honest, with this whole entire interaction.
Yeah, I wonder if
go ahead, go first.
No, I was gonna say I wonder if this scene was to not from this lady's perspective or her purpose in this part, but I wonder if this scene was just written with the intent of motivating 11 to do her thing and venture into that dimension and try to see the past from her mother, which really just doesn't make this character much of anything either, right? Like it's just like this character might entice 11 to do that, but was that really needed at all? Could she just done that by herself? So yeah, I mean, not a super pivotal moment, but yeah, I didn't really feel a certain way. Maybe initially when I first watched it like years ago, but watching it again today, I was just like, all right,
yeah,
let's keep it going.
Which you have the opposite with Will in the beginning of this episode, and you can see, like it broke my heart. I could see this kid; he's just in such distress. It really got to me. And then this, I'm just like, I mean, it's a nice moment, but it just didn't pull. It just didn't hit as heavy, I think. Sketch, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, I wonder if, for me at least, if it was some of the way 11's written with her lack of a vocabulary and sentence structuring is starting to get a little old and is a little mismatched for the tone that they're going for.
All right, we're back to the map. Oh man, hold on. They figure out kind of the area where Hopper might be for them to basically go rescue him. And X marks the spot, but I'm moving fast. I know this is my favorite interaction.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
Your line has been busy for over 2 hours, Mr. Wheeler. He talks to Mr. Wheeler like he's a peer, not me.
Yeah. It's like, I know it's been busy for 2 hours.
Do you realize this?
Oh, I do.
I do. I do realize this.
Yeah, remember those days before call waiting.
Yeah.
Is Mike home? No. No,
Yeah,
well, where the hell
people are
is he?
spoiled, man. People get as soon as Call of Waiting came out, man, that just changed the life for all of us. God.
I like the fact that the dad just immediately, without skipping us, go, okay, where's our son? It's like, oh no, he could be anywhere for all I know.
Nope.
The father has no idea where his kids are. And he's okay with it. It's like,
That was the 80s though.
Yeah.
They weren't home in the way.
Yep. Our kids don't live for anymore. Seriously? Yep.
Am I done here? Son of a bitch. You really are no help at all. And this is the point. He goes, language.
Yep.
That was a good part.
Best scene in this whole episode, I think. Useless Mr. Wheeler. Oh, and Steve shows up because he wants to apologize to Nancy because of their interaction last episode. Yep. Not knowing that Nancy's about to go pound town with Bayer in a bit. And Dustin. And this starts the beautiful relationship between Dustin and Steve.
He just grabs the roses too.
He's like, come on. Like, I need your help. Now?
Love is temporary. Beating up interdimensional demons is forever.
Yep.
Yes. It's great. And it's such because by watching season 1 panel, would you have guessed that Dustin and Steve would have been the best team up this entire series?
Oh, hell no.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah. But it works. Somehow it just works for them. Poor Hopper. They're coming, Hopper. Don't worry. They're coming.
Yeah.
They're coming. This is where the vines start to crawl over him, I think.
Yeah.
Just to like strangle him, lock him down.
He's trying his best. He's just screaming like nothing to do.
Yeah.
Well, there's one wrapped around his neck. You can see there. It's blocking off his vocal cords.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Muffled screaming. He's on some dude's property. You would think he would be like, huh, that police car's been there for a while.
Why
one of the
giant
farmers.
Hole next to it.
Yeah. Did he fall in the hole? What happened? Yeah.
People are oblivious.
Max doesn't believe the story.
Of course, yeah. She's like, your story had a few issues. I would have wrote things differently. Wait, what?
And then Billy shows up, and she's like, you can't follow me out, man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. My brother's a racist. You can't follow me out.
He doesn't want to see your kind.
Yeah. Oof. That's rough, Blue.
Wait, that's him saying
it's the character. I gotcha.
Yeah.
It's like, the hell I tell you. Which is interesting that he picks and chooses when to be a brother to Max, but this is not really being a good brother.
Yeah.
Like, he could care less about Max half the time, but the moment Max is talking to a black kid, he's like, what the hell did I tell you?
I did like a previous moment where like Lucas is talking to Max and she's like, oh yeah, there's a big Demogorgon. It's growing 11. Shut up. Like, what do you mean? Shut up. You're going to get us killed. She's like, you actually believe this stuff? Like, yeah, I'm dead serious. I'm not lying, kid. Like, and he's like, people are listening to us.
And they're from California too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's weird.
Yeah.
Weird.
What's funny though is he didn't say anything, maybe because he wasn't looking, but when he drops her off, she totally like flicks him off.
Yeah.
And I thought initially he was going to say something about that, but he doesn't. He just doesn't even care.
No, he does. Again, he doesn't care. Rewatching this season, he really doesn't care what she does. He doesn't care. Like, I mean, he almost caused an accident running over kids over. He doesn't care. But the moment she's talking to somebody he doesn't want her talking to, he's in her business in a sense.
Yeah.
It's a small town, okay? We weren't hanging out. Even if they were, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't know why, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes me want to know what type of man the stepfather was. Because we really, with Max and Billy, I don't think we ever get introduced to any of the parental figures.
We get one scene with them near the later at the end of the season with them, and you get to see a little bit of Billy.
Is it the mother, I think?
You get both. You get Billy's relationship with both of them for a very brief moment, and it says a lot about the state of Billy.
Hey, CR4, what's up, man? Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, we also get the touching not touchings, but the background a little bit of how they moved away from Max's biological father because the mother and stepfather didn't want her to be around him or kids, something to that extent. I also caught the fact that has Bob been pushing Joyce to move to Maine or recommending it? Because there is a portion of dialogue either in this episode or the next where he brings it up and she says something back to it. I can't remember. I saw these episodes at like 3 a.m. So like I can't remember, but I don't remember that with the first. I think it's the end of this episode, right, where the Byers move finally out of town, or is it the end of this season? This season or next season?
Next season.
3.
Next season. Okay.
Season 3, yeah.
Okay. But I wonder if this was just if Bob was still alive. Anyway, they're back at Murray's talking about the tape recording that Nancy had taken while they were at the lab, trying to find evidence of what is going on with the lab and such. Sorry, I'm just like everywhere today. And they're talking a little bit more about Nancy. I think more Nancy, not Jonathan, but Nancy's plan to expose the lab to Eleven's learnings about her origins and what the lab's been doing in secrecy. Did I get that right? I think so.
Yeah.
Sorry. I realize I don't even got my music playing. I am fucking up. I've been up since 3 a.m. I have been up.
Well, it's kind of like annoying with Nancy because like she's like saying the people in the lab killed Barb. It's like, well, technically, I guess you could say that, but it wasn't the lab that killed Barb. It was an interdimensional monster that killed Barb. It wasn't the lab.
Yeah, but again, I think it's a smart idea to dumb it down so that it's more believable. Because if you come out of the way, there's intergalactic creatures running around that are shaped like these things, and they're eating people, and there's a portal to another version of the world and stuff. People are like, okay, Alex Jones, put your tin hat away for a minute, okay? Or I'm sorry, okay, Leon, put your tinfoil hat away for a second. But to dumb it down to make it a little bit more palatable, I think is a smart move. Not catching up. Hey, Corey, what's up? Evening, sir. Evening. I'm rambling. I apologize on that, guys. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I do like also at the end, first of all, he's giving alcohol to underage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you drinking? Yes, I'm drinking. He's like, it's a depressant that slows down the central nervous system. He's drinking vodka.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love you, Murray. Is he drinking vodka? Who would do that? You know?
Oh, Blue.
Imagine.
I'm drinking water. It looks like vodka.
Dear God.
Maybe you need to drink a little bit more water, Blue.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
In Russian, vodka means water.
And then the discussion of the beds too, because Murray knows something's up with these two. Everybody knows something's up with these two. Stalker, what's up?
He is right though. He's just telling me, he's like, he's like, because she's like, basically Nancy asking like, well, you think people will believe this? He goes, some people might, but I mean, overall, most people aren't going to believe this shit, and we have to find a way to make it more, break it down, because who's going to believe that our government has some kind of secret hole into a different dimension? And come
on. I forgot to mention Corey's link is in the description too. Please go sub to him as well. So go check his channel out. He has some great interviews on his channel. Stalker is here as well. And then this brings up a good point. Blue, you need a sleazy robe too. I was going to ask the panel
I will get one
for season 5's premiere for the first episode if maybe we do a little bit of cosplaying.
Oh,
dress
I got
up.
robes.
Okay.
Yeah. You choose a character you want. You dress up as it. Nick, I see your eye in 11. That's totally fine. I'm totally cool with it. You want to find that pink dress? I get it, man. I get it. It's okay.
There you go.
This is where we find
now, right?
Huh?
She's 35 now, right?
Yeah. She's like 23 or something.
I know. I mean, she's
her appearance.
It's because she's smoking and she wears too much makeup.
She looks older than me. God.
She looks older than me sometimes.
Well,
I don't like
you. Well, but you're like 22, right?
Yeah, sure. I wish. Actually, you know what? 23. 23.
Okay.
23. I had a great special effects career booming. I was 23. Around 23. I was good. 23. They find out that if they put fire underneath the dirt that they collected from the fields, that it does this tornado thing that I've seen at the Museum of Science and Industry in Chicago.
Yeah.
they like create real tornadoes and stuff. So this is pretty cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool.
She's smoking that mainland brand, and that's toxic grade poison. Yeah. Plus, she's married now. I'm sure that's added stress.
You into Marlboro Reds?
Yeah, she needs to be smoking American. That's what she needs to be smoking. So, 11 also decides to go into, what do they call the space that she goes into? Do they have a name for it?
I think they just call it a void.
The void?
Yeah, there's like just no
I don't
certain name.
I don't think it's ever been officially named like something per se.
Yeah.
Okay. She goes into the void to communicate with her mother on this to kind of find out what is happening, and we do a little bit of time traveling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, do like, can you tell my sister I love her and stop talking?
Yeah, stop talking.
Yeah.
She puts on her little thing. Here we go.
I do like the fact that she knows her mother's talking to her through like the flicking lights. Because
Yeah.
it's bad wiring and stuff. And this house is haunted. No, it's mom.
Yeah. Nope, it's mom. She's just telling us to hang out, come down. She wants to see me. And then we get the flashback of Terry giving birth to Jane, 11, having the baby taken away from her by Dr. Brenner, thank you. And always believing her child is alive. Her sister having to tell her that she didn't make it, but she knew. She's like in and out of consciousness as she's delivering. She decides to do what every God-fearing American parent would do. Get a firearm and storm in to get their child.
Yeah.
Maybe not now, because do you guys remember that video that went around a couple years back of like, would you kill for your child? And some of these people are like, I don't, oh, that's, no. I'm like, really? I don't even have children. I'd kill for my dog.
Yeah.
I bet if you ask them, would you kill for your puppy, they
Yeah.
have a different answer.
Ooh, murder? That's a little extreme. And this is also the other girl.
8,
The-
right?
Yeah.
That's 8, yeah.
Yeah, that we're supposed to, hey, Jana Banana.
Hey, Jen.
That was supposed to get the
Jana.
spin-off and such.
Yeah.
So she gets and then we learn that the word she's repeating is everything she saw last
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
with it. So 45 breathes sunflower. It's a sad story. It is very
Yeah.
sad because
Oh,
it's not
definitely.
something she can repair from.
Mm-hmm.
Now
I
it
like that
turns
they
into
get
a
it
game.
all. I like that they just handle all of it in just like one quick flashback scene. They don't like draw it out as like a whole season-long mystery.
Mm-hmm.
I love Joyce here. She's like, put me in the hole, Bob. Come on. Just like, no time to explain. Put me in the hole.
Down the
and-
hole.
down the hole. And Bob jumps in right after her. And they eventually rescue Hopper, which is great. I love when they rescue Hopper because Joyce like puts Hopper's face like here in her hands. A very
Mm-hmm.
touching, loving moment. They're looking at each other in the eyes, and stuff. And then he goes, "Hey, Bob,
Yeah.
are you okay?
Hey, Bob.
Hey, Bob. Hey, Jim.
It touches someone's belly.
Yeah."
Hey, Bob. Hey, Jim. That's just guy talk.
We get the fire in the tunnels, and this is where, oh my god, that's a
Boom.
great, there we go. Will has one of the most extreme seizures. So the themes throughout this episode were truth versus cover-up. So the episode explores the hidden truths. We get the conspiracy theory that Jonathan and Nancy are working for. There's a bit of connection and sacrifice, characters risking themselves, such as like Bob for Joyce, Steve for Dustin, 11 for her mother. Dustin struggles with darts. Transformation, 11 searching for her past, reflects pain of leaving childhood innocence behind while facing harsh realities. And fear of unknown. The tunnels, the Mind Flayer, Terry's fate amplifies the dread of unseen forces, tying into the group's fight against the evil that is around them. So I think this is a pretty strong episode, especially from the last two that we had. This seizure, man,
it was really, really good.
Yeah, I completely forgot about it.
I'll still like the fact that Paul Rison's character, keep forgetting his character's name, they show up and they're taking Hopper's threat seriously now. Now you guys are finally, because after you seen like the tornado effects, but now it's like, yeah, okay, this is serious. Okay, stop dicking around. Show up with a bunch of flamethrowers and just nuke this place.
Yeah.
I will pull up trivia while Nick gives his thoughts on this episode.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good episode. I like this part of the season where we really start to get into the meat and potatoes. Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. As
also Sean Astin.
As the great Sean Astin has said in a different role. Similar character, Samwise Gamgee just doing the right thing, wanting to help out someone, I can't carry the ring, but I can carry you, Frodo. Like I can't, he can't carry. Oh my God, Joyce. Or I guess I could say he can carry Joyce, but he can't take on the burden of what she's experiencing through Will. But like he can help her out, right? So it's maybe an interesting character comparison. But anyway, I like that this is actually starting to move forward more. Like we're getting like none of this episode felt boring to watch, aside from like that one scene with Eleven and the other lady. I can't remember her name.
Her aunt.
Yeah. Like it's like everything else was a joy to watch. Was very much paying attention to it, and like because now things are starting to get very serious. Will is declining in his health. It's obviously right at the end here as he has a seizure. Hopper fell prey to the underground tunnel, but he's able to be rescued. The two Will and Nancy, sorry, not Will and Nancy,
Jonathan
and Nancy, are furthering their relationship and doing more investigation. They've reached out to another ally with Murray to try and help solve the problems here, or at least get closer to solving the problems here. So like there's a lot that's happening finally on episode 5 here, which is nice to see. We get the linkage between Dustin and Steve, right? The best combo in the entire series that really starts now. So again, a lot of great parts that's happened here in episode 5. So
yeah, stronger episode, definitely
100%.
Stronger episode than what we've seen. Blue.
Not good episode. And like Sketch was saying earlier, it's good that seeing Jane and her mother, it's not drawn out into like multiple episodes or too much. I mean, yeah, it didn't have the emotional weight from the impact that you expect, but it's kind of just, it gives a conclusion to where she came from. She gets her answers, and yeah, we just move on from it. And as I said earlier, I like the fact that the government's like, yeah, okay, Hopper, we've been warning us for the past few episodes. This stuff's getting serious. This shit's spreading. Now they finally took them serious, and they showed up and kicked ass, take names. But we're also seeing poor Will. He's still like, his connection with this Mind Flayer is getting worse and worse. Where it's like now it's getting dangerous because as you're hurting them, he's taking damage from getting hurt. So it's like now it's going to get into the moral question of like, well, what happens if like you have to kill him to hurt it? It's sure. Yeah, it's a great episode.
Jana wanted me to let you know the drawer behind you is making her have a serious OCD flare up.
Oh my God.
Sketch. Thoughts.
Oh man, we're finally at that part of the season where like, I know we were all really hard on the first couple episodes of this one, but I'm just like, knowing where it ends up leading to and the payoffs you get from it, I can't be too mad at them for taking their time expanding a lot of stuff. I think the big difference is just as with like this episode, especially compared to some of the other ones, a lot of the like interactions and character developments we get kind of like between characters as they start to pair off goes a lot further than what we were getting in like episodes like 3 and 4 per se. Like I feel like Nancy and Jonathan's scenes together had much more like impact and told us a lot more about them than a lot of the other characters got before this. So I mean, I think it's a great episode. I totally agree.
I agree with you. I agree with most of all of what you three have said. It's definitely a stronger episode than the last two that we dealt with. I mean, half the time during the stream last week, we were talking about other stuff because we didn't even want to talk about the episode. That being said, after episode 6, we still have 3 more episodes to go. So this season, I think, is one of the longer ones out of all of them.
So there's 2 seasons. Seasons 1 and 3 both have 8 episodes, and then 2 and 4 both have
4
9
have
episodes.
9 episodes on it. Yeah.
But season 4 is also split up differently than the last couple.
Yeah.
So I think what we'll do is our next stream, we'll do the next 2 episodes. We'll do 7 and 8, and then we'll just do one stream on the finale. It kind of works out. That way we can really kind of chomp into it. But I liked the progression with Will. I liked the Steve and Dustin finally, I don't want to say hooking up, but finally teaming up together. I could care less about the 11 storyline, and honestly, Jonathan and Nancy, we all saw it coming. Even when you first watched through, we all know that these two were going to end up together. It's kind of given to it. So I actually, this episode and next episode I enjoyed. But you're right, Sketch. We are now, halfway through the season almost?
Yeah.
So now they've got to start ramping up things. People are talking to each other. They're telling each other things, which is
communication.
A big thing. Yeah. So
I'm so confused right now. Am I loud or am I too quiet?
You're fine on my end. She's just kidding. Please move your mic closer.
It's sarcasm.
I have a preamp on this thing. I will crank that thing up.
It's like Sketch. Am I talking with this for Sketch, please? We can't hear you.
There's only a couple of trivias for this. So many of the geographical locations around Hawkins mentioned by Bob, such as the Jordan Lake, the Eno River, are named after real locations in North Carolina, located near Durham, where the show's creators, the Duffer Brothers, grew up as children. It's shown, but not stated, that Will's drawing is so large that he actually used up all the paper in the house. Bob had to do his calculation on an empty notepad, and Joyce marks Hopper's location on the back of some wrapping paper. There is a drawing of a white rabbit from Alice in Wonderland on the wall in Jane's bedroom. Alice also traveled to alternate realities like the Upside Down. Noah researched medical texts about what happens to the body when a person has a seizure to prepare for shooting Will's reaction when Hawkins Lab employees start burning the tunnels in the Upside Down. Although Max likes Lucas' version of events of the previous year, she comments that she finds his story a little derivative and unoriginal, which was the showrunner's way of lampooning the criticism that the show itself had received on occasion. I figured that. When Hopper is rescued from the tunnels beneath the pumpkin field, he goes out of his way to pick up his hat, despite the soldiers ushering him away. That is a nod to Indiana Jones. I knew it was coming. Temple of Doom, who, by the way, my first Indiana Jones movie, who even in the life-threatening situation never leaves his hat behind. So, bravo. Okay. All right. We're doing pretty good on time. Let's pull up the next episode, which has a couple pivotal moments.
Called The Spy.
Yep. So this in episode 6, The Spy, the town of Hawkins continues to grapple with the supernatural threats as the group uncovers more about the Upside Down's influence. Will's connection to the shadow monster deepens, leading to an alarming consequences, while Dustin and Steve form an unlikely alliance to tackle a new creature. It's not a new creature. What am I doing, Nadia? Meanwhile, Nancy and Jonathan work to expose the Hawkins Lab, and Hopper faces the fallout of his actions in the tunnels. Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
When I need sound effects. Yep. So we open with Will's condition. He's hospitalized after a seizure, which he's not really hospitalized. He's hospitalized at the lab.
Yeah.
They refused to let him go to a hospital. And with his visions of the shadow monster intensifying, he reveals the creature's plan to spread beyond the Upside Down, alarming Joyce, Hopper, and Dr. Owens at the Hawkins Lab. Up until this time, too, Dr. Owens, I couldn't read him. came off too
Yeah.
nice. You know what I mean?
A little too much, a little too willing to cooperate with Hopper on this. You're still having residue from Brenner.
Yeah.
Informing your perceptions of this character, aren't you?
Yeah. And mostly because, and same with Bob, right? I think we've discussed this before when we all had initially watched this for the first time. Both Bob and Dr. Owens, we were like, too good to be true. Too good to be true. Yeah. So, hi, Chris. Hi, babe. Hello. He's downstairs. I don't know why he's late. Probably hanging out.
Playing a
doing
game?
something else. Probably playing Monster Hunters. Yeah. Or Pokemon. He's playing Pokemon now.
Great game.
Yeah.
Which one?
Which
It's a
Pokemon game
brilliant.
are you playing, Chris? The recent one?
It better not
I
be
think-
the recent one.
I think it's the recent one.
Oh no.
He'll tell us. So he's burning up. They still haven't put it together that if they burn things later on in the episode they do, but at this point in the episode there's no realization that if they burn the tentacles and things of the upside down areas that it affects Will.
Yeah.
So
And this whole scene is great and scary because like his temperature's 106, heart rate's going through the roof. He's screaming, "Where does it hurt?" Everywhere it hurts, and they're checking this kid like there's no physical signs or something attacking him, but like obviously he's like something's happening to him. We can't explain this shit.
Yeah. Poor kid, man. Really great acting. And Dustin and Steve's mission. So Dustin enlists Steve here to help him trap Dart, which has grown into a juvenile demidog. Cinnavir's fish. Demidog?
Demidog? Demon dog?
Or which
Don't
eventually
give it
sheds
that one.
its skin and grows into a Demogorgon.
Right.
They team up with Lucas and Max using meat to lure Dart into a junkyard because Dart, we find out as we go through this, let me get to it, he's made a tunnel for himself. I also love that Steve is giving him girl advice. Like, out of all the adults, no offense, Steve's a little lost in love.
Adult.
Granted,
sure.
yeah. Also gives him hair advice later on.
I mean,
With
that
the
one
hair,
that's
isn't it?
justifiable.
Yeah.
Men, do you use this much products in your hair too as well?
Nah.
Unfortunately not.
Nick
no,
does.
I just use pomade. I just use a pomade, nice water-based organic pomade, and leaves my hair feeling fresh, easy to wash out, and doesn't make my hair all oily. Now, when I had long hair, I think my hair looked a lot better than Leon's. Just gotta say that when you're in a band, you got long hair, you gotta impress the ladies, and
I think that's the only time it's appropriate for a man to have long hair, or the medieval times.
Oh, it's like look at the 80s hair metal bands, right? I mean, like we see Eddie in season 4, right? I mean, not everyone. What?
Read this, Nick.
Have they revealed that it's a straight white man to blame for? Not yet. Not yet. Maybe in season 5 they will.
Is this stream sponsored by Organic Pomade?
Yes.
It is now.
It is. Yeah, it is now.
So Dustin sends Steve by himself down here. I mean, Dustin's a child.
Yeah, you get the bigger kid to do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You
And
get
it
the, you get
is
the
a
man
very-
in your life to squash
That's a
the
good show.
spider.
Yeah, I mean, it's like if you see like I don't know, like a snake or something like that, like you usually try to get your bigger friend to catch it, kill it, whatever it happens to be.
I get my husband.
Yeah.
That's a benefit of being married, folks. Ladies, I'm just saying, don't hold out. Find yourself a nerdy dude. They will kill spiders for you. Or I think he's up to 5 scorpions for this year already for the season.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah. Well, he has a I don't know if you guys know what it's a salt gun that you can like shoot flies with.
Yeah.
But you can
yeah.
buy little compressed things of air that will actually hit scorpions, because you have to hit them with such force to break them, right?
Yeah.
And he's found, I think, one in the garage and a couple in the backyard. But last year, bug assault. But last year he took out so many of them that we really think we like affected the ecosystem in our neighborhood.
Jeez.
Like he would go, because we have a trail behind our house. He would literally go on the trail and hunt them.
Are these big scorpions or small ones?
It varies in different sizes on it out here. It's not like in Arizona, the big black ones we have. I have not seen one of those. I don't know if Chris has, but some of them are pretty big. Some of them are like baby sizes. The big ones, you got to take at least 2 shots at them, because usually what he'll try to do, he'll shoot the tail off and then the body. Prior to getting this thing, he would use a machete.
Torture. Love it.
Wow.
Well, because it's like you've always heard that the smaller the scorpion, the more deadly they are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. So if it's like a bigger scorpion, it's like, yeah, it'll still, hurt, but it won't kill you. And I actually saw this clip from I forget what jackass it is, but they get like the live scorpion and it like stings this one like comedian lady in like the lip. And it was like a bigger scorpion, but I'm like, but still, like, it's stinger is hitting you right in the lip, like that's gonna hurt and swell up.
Yeah.
Like,
one of the first scorpion, because mind you, when we moved out here, there's no scorpions in Chicago. We don't know what fucking scorpions. So he went to take his machete to kind of cut it down the middle, and it didn't cut because the shell, it just like encaved on itself, and they came right back up. So like it what he had to do was cut the tail off and then like chop it in the long way on it. And then he was like, you know what, I need a bug assault gun. And I was like, go for it, man. As long as I don't have to deal with one of them, that's fine. I'm cool with it. But yeah, they're I've seen the really tiny ones, and then I've seen, because they glow in the dark too. We have black lights that we check the yards and stuff for.
Yeah.
And they'll glow in the dark as well. So they're not moving to the desert, confirmed. I get it. We also get tarantula hawks out here too, and those are nasty guys too.
Tarantula hawks?
So they are, look them up, they look like huge wasp, and they hunt tarantulas. And they, I think, are the second most painful sting you can get as a human being, like overall. And they fly. So they literally are out here just hunting tarantulas. And what they'll do is like they'll sting them, poison them, and then it like puts them, paralyzes them, I believe, and they fly really low too. Yeah, they're. I would rather go up against a scorpion than this thing.
Listen, I don't mind bees, but any sort of like hornet, wasp, those can all fucking burn.
We don't.
I'm not afraid of them. I just hate them.
We don't get stinger bees out here. We get more honeybees. They don't have this sting. Because I'm allergic to bees.
It's the wasp who they make their nest in like the most inopportune places. And you're like, can you not be there? Because the minute you try to get rid of them, they're going to be on your ass.
Like, yeah. I like the videos where like the Asian murder hornet, like the Japanese hornet. Like I'm sure everyone's probably seen that by now, right? Like it remembers who you are. It's like, what the hell is that all about? Like,
yep.
I don't know why. That is, but that exists in this ecosystem. But I've seen videos of that trying to invade, like a beehive, and all the bees like just like swarm it, and to kill it, which is kind of cool if you really think about it. Like they're just like, protect the queen, and they just kill it, and like protect our honey and our larva and all that stuff. And then I saw a video actually. There's a type of bird, I think it's some sort of hawk, that again, the way they, I guess, nature combats itself, or if you say, God created things, whatever you believe in, but there's a hawk that hunts the Asian hornets, and its feathers are so thick they can't sting it. So it's like, I watched this video of this bird just eating all these murder hornets, and I was like, yes, die.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, that's like the I think it's the crows that live down in Australia who literally like pick the guts out of like dead roadkill frogs that are like extremely toxic, but like they're smart enough to know like what parts of the frog not to eat now.
This conversation is making me uncomfortable. I'm sorry, Jana. Sorry.
Yeah, back to Dustin here.
So tarantula hawks and all that good stuff.
You want to talk about invasive species? Demodogs.
Demodogs.
Yeah.
Who is technically a juvenile Demogorgon at this point, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
This is their middle evolution.
Honestly, like we see the size of the tunnel. Like how long was this thing digging for?
I mean, he knocked it in there in the morning, so it's been down there for a good 12 hours at least.
Boy.
Not to mention, don't forget, it didn't just start digging. It had to smash through the cinder blocks on the wall first. So these things are strong too.
It almost has like is this because it's more reptile look to it, the skin, so it gives it the snake shedding look to it? Because I think tarantulas also shed at some point, or a version of tarantulas shed this way as well. Why am I talking about spiders? Let's get the fuck on.
I would say it's like a crab molting its shell, but these things don't have shells.
Yeah. All right. Dart is out there in the woods. So from the tunnel, they have to figure out how to get Dart. Not realizing, and by the way, where did the other ones come from?
Well,
were they in the tunnels already? And just
we get that because Owens takes Hopper back to like the gate, and he shows him there's a giant ass chasm where it dug itself downwards because it's like the portal itself is a living being. So they all had to come through that portal, and like at the bottom there, you can see like that's where it like branches out into all the different like routes that it's taken to spread from the lab.
So it's in there, but they are kind of spreading out through the tunnels and coming out, because I was kind of confused of why there was like 5 or 6 of them at the junkyard at that point when they were only expecting Dart to show up.
Well, I think it's implied that just like over the course of like the last year, as like the lab has been trying to contain the portal, it dug underneath them because it couldn't get anywhere else and started spreading that way. So they've been all like however many demidogs there actually are in this little horde have been digging this thing over the course of like a couple years now.
Okay.
And now it's at a point where they can just like start popping up onto the ground for the invasion. The intergalactic invasion.
I don't know what is going on in the chat, but you guys seem to be having a good time in there. I'm surprised Jana hasn't asked her most important question. I like how Dr. Owens here is very sympathetic to her, but the other doctors are very much like, oh, don't worry, he's fine here.
Yeah.
And she's like, tell me what's wrong with my kid then. If he's fine here, if you guys are going to figure it out, tell me what's wrong with my kid. And you guys can't.
And they're taking it serious. We're going back to the house. They're taking pictures. They're looking at pictures of Mind Flayer. Like, now this shit's serious. Finally, after 6 episodes, like, okay, because there is something bigger and worse out there than Demogorgons.
Mm-hmm. And that's the corporate government. We all know this. This is also leading from the last episode where, again, they had dumbed down the story of the lab, and they are now putting it together to send out, and who they are is Nancy and Jonathan with Murray's assistant. They are putting tapes together to send out to different news organizations. They're celebrating, and they decide to spend the night, and this is where we get the will they, won't they, right? I've been rejected. Jana, we already talked about it. When I hit 1K, we're going to make it a tier. We're going to make it a tier for you.
It'll
be a very high tier. Very high tier. You're not the one that has to show it, Jana. Don't worry. I'm sure I'll get somebody.
And Murray's like, he's congratulating his victory because he was just chopping up Owens' voice and just sending all this stuff out and praying like, hey, we beat the bad guys. No, you didn't, you idiots.
Trust issues and calling it like he sees it with these two.
He's clearly had too much to drink now.
Yeah, I've been there.
He's encouraging high schoolers to do the deed. Stop.
Thank you, Sin Stalker. Thank you for dropping by. Appreciate you. Have a good evening.
Later, Cindy Stalker.
Hey, Cindy.
Who is Cindy Stalker? Do we know?
It's better we don't ask.
Yeah, I think I do know.
Want more vodka?
Don't leave me in suspense, Nick.
I'm trying to remember.
Uh-huh.
Oh God. Is it Biolante? Right? I want to say.
Okay. Okay. I got you.
I think. And is that a spoiler alert? Sorry.
Now who's Fish? That's who I gotta ask too.
Yeah.
I don't know who's
Who's
who
Fish?
Fish is.
It's a good scene though. It's like you two kids are lying. You just love a squirrel. No, we don't love each other.
I like the poster in the
Or,
back.
or did
here.
I get him
He's watching.
confused? Is that who Fish is?
Oh, that's
okay.
that's,
So Fish is
that's Fish.
okay. Gotcha.
Okay, so then who's Stalker?
I don't know who Stalker is.
The mystery's going to be kept alive.
I guess that's why they're a stalker. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen enough Criminal Minds. I know how this works.
Yeah.
This scene went. I liked it, but it went on too long.
Yeah, but I had a good happy ending.
I bet Jonathan did. Nancy's already ruined.
Hey,
Jonathan, how's it feel to get Steve's second leftovers, my guy?
I mean, take what you can get.
Yeah. How'd it feel to get leftovers?
Jesus.
It's me. I'm Stalker. I don't believe you. You don't have enough time in the day.
Yep.
His sister is just, again, similar to Murray. She has some moments that are pretty funny, and then she has some moments that I'm like, oh, it's just so cringy.
See, I forgive her because we've all had bratty young sisters.
Yes. I have 7 of them.
Yep.
All right. They're moving.
Well, no,
Go
your
ahead.
your stupid friend kept saying code red. Oh, it's not important. It's like, oh shit.
Oh no. This is before cell phones, folks.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Which I will say, any of you seen Women in the Yard? Did you see Woman in the Yard yet, Blue?
It was going to be for tomorrow.
Okay. I'm interested to see
films.
Very good use of getting cell phones out of the way.
Nice.
Very realistic way too. So, Hopper's suffering a little bit PTSD, I would say. Being down there almost dying.
Yeah.
Almost had the barb.
Here's what I was referring to. You see, it's like, well, it's below us now.
In the upside down.
Yeah.
I think they used this as a promo shot too when they were teasing the season.
I'm pretty sure this was in the trailer somewhere. This is 100% a trailer shot.
Yeah. I will say I'm excited to see the new trailer. The reason why is I feel from the past seasons with the trailers, they don't give a lot away. They show maybe pinnacle moments, but they show them either out of order or I guess from a different angle or how they edit it in a sense that does not give you any idea who's going to live, who's going to die, what's going to happen throughout the season. It just gives, in my opinion, fans just a way to get hype about it.
Yeah.
Well, here's the big question: is what kind of song are they going to pick for this one?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. What is Running Up the Hill was the last season's like big pinnacle song.
Like, that was like in the show, but like the trailer, he used Journey separate
Journeys.
ways.
Yeah.
And season 3 had a. Why am I blanking on the name of it?
Was that?
It's the Who song. What is it?
Who are you?
Who?
I don't know why I'm blanking on it. But it's like oh my god, I feel I'm a fraud. I am a fraud.
Oh god.
It says Baba O'Reilly.
That's it. Yes, Baba O'Reilly.
Was that on? I wonder if that song was on Zach's musical bingo tonight.
Yeah.
Well, you had the photo for it. Let's see.
Oh right, yeah. Let's see.
Also, between that elevator going down and then the tunnels, like the scale of like this makeshift elevator, they're going down for like what, like almost 2 or 3 stories deep. Like this shit's getting pretty big. Like
yeah.
Like almost like you had Dr. Paul Reiser's character. It's like like this is a lot more. This is worse than anybody actually thought.
Kata is bothering me.
Where?
Not just messages, Kata. I'm like, Kata, I get it, man. You want to go see Sinners. I want to see Sinners with you too, my guy. I want to use you for my out of the theater reaction. Give me some credit.
Oh, in Vegas?
Yeah. That movie's going to be great.
That's
I think
be
that
a good
movie
space to go see Sinners at.
I'm very hyped for. Okay, I'm out. Bye. Bye, Jana.
Bye,
Jana.
Bye-bye.
Banana. I'm sad Jana's not coming
Jana.
out. Very sad. I'm like, man, I've got Vex, Sassy, and me in the same room.
Dear God.
We just need Jana. Just need our fourth. This was a very touching moment. I think this is where the discussion of Maine. Hold on. Now, I think this is where the dialogue was.
Well, he's just saying, he's like, this kind of stuff. He's like, I thought only happened in like comic books and in movies.
Yeah.
This is like this. So, because it's obviously Joyce didn't tell him for a reason. But also, man, like, well, what a great guy he is. He's like, you told me you guys weren't a normal family. I'm still here for you, no matter what. Like,
yeah,
God, Bob.
I'm gonna have to find it and clip it.
You're a beautiful.
Don't fuck with me, Jana.
Man.
She did this last week.
Yeah, right there.
And then I was like, texting her. I'm like, I'm so excited. The four of us.
No,
Jana, you can oh, go ahead.
No, see, he says right there. He goes, it kind of makes my idea of moving to Maine sound a little less crazy.
Yes, I agree with you. Sorry, she distracted me again.
It's all right.
She's breaking my heart, and then now. Well, I guess I get personal time with her by myself. Well, these two had a moment.
Well, I like the point where he's like, hey, how was the pullout? Wait, what? The pullout couch.
Terrible.
Oh, Toonie was supposed to join us. I wonder what happened with him. He must have felt. You know what? He probably fell asleep. We're almost 2 hours into the stream, and I realize we're missing balance.
Oh no.
He probably fell asleep, knowing him, because he gets up. It's like 1 a.m. for him to be on this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's not like UK time.
Yeah.
Also scared with how Will wakes up, and he doesn't remember. Will's got like this like faux amnesia. He doesn't recognize Bob or like his friends or just like even almost barely his mother. Like, what's going on, kid? Like, damn.
I think it's the Mind Flayer overtaking him.
Oh yeah,
so
definitely.
it's taking up space in his brain, so it's got to remove some things.
Well, it's
Nick,
showing how much worse it's getting.
Nick, I was wondering if this was your workout with the cigarette and everything.
Yeah, and during sets, you actually drink liquor.
Oh yes, beer.
Yeah, or
so
beer.
I'm told beer is actually something good to have after a workout. Because of the carbs and stuff.
So that actually, I've heard something else. Something that Arnold did when he would make a protein shake after the gym.
Yeah.
He would actually put like schnapps in his protein shake, so like your blood would absorb protein quicker.
Huh.
Interesting.
I guess it's better than doing steroids.
Yeah. So if you're asking me, have I done that before? The answer is absolutely yes. I have multiple times.
I've on stream. I've drank like
not a lot,
I've had whiskey and protein shakes on stream.
Bailey's and protein shakes is wonderful.
That sounds really good, actually.
Yes, it really is. Actually, yeah.
Did you guys? Off topic. Did you guys see the new Alex Jones workout video that he posted where he was doing pull-ups?
I'm gonna watch it now.
Pull-up flies.
What? We have to find this.
Oh yeah. Let me find it.
Alex Jones was doing pull-ups.
Pull-up flies, like where he pulls his legs up too.
Really?
I think.
Is that AI?
No, it's legit. Hold on.
Wow, I'm impressed.
Because Tim posted it a while back, and yeah, here we go.
Alex is in pretty good shape. Well,
hold on. Oh shoot. Let me move this over here.
InfoWars.
Here we go.
Yes.
He's
Alex is a beast.
So he's not doing like it's not an actual pull-up. It's the abdominal.
51. I'm sure he's taken some.
Oh yeah.
He's working that. He's working that core strength for sure.
Definitely.
Come on.
Dude.
Like air crunches. Yeah.
Papa Alex Jones.
Oh, who's training him, I wonder?
I don't know. But I saw this earlier and I was like, okay, all right. Get yourself some.
He posted too. He's got a 45-pound dumbbell. He's doing planks for 45-pound or no plate. Like, all right.
Yeah.
Hey.
I mean, because he's always been chubby. Yeah, 51, get in shape. Why not? Better late than never.
I mean, I know he lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
He got kind of up there, but yeah, good for him.
Yeah. So, all right, back to Billy.
Yeah, I think that was oh my god, what's that song? Holy Diver playing in the background.
Yes.
Holy Diver. You're the star of the masquerade, right?
Drinking the beer.
I love that song.
Yep. But what was it? Max talking to her diverse friend.
Yeah. Mormons. And then ends up escaping out the back. This is what you were talking about earlier, Blue, where he doesn't remember Hopper, he doesn't remember Bob. At first it's Bob, I think, right? And then or the doctor, one of them.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't even remember Mike.
I mean, he remembers his name. He's like, he knows his name is Will Byers, but he doesn't remember like everybody else.
He knows Mike is his friend, but he doesn't know past that extent.
Yeah.
I believe. Again, I saw these at like 3 a.m.
And that's what's scary now is because you're thinking you're still talking to Will, but like how much is this Will and how much is this the Mind Flayer?
Mm-hmm. Oh man. Oh, here we go.
Good scene.
Heart rate starts to go up.
Done.
Little sting.
Burn that sucker. This is how they make grilled octopus.
Listen, if I was the guy holding the little blowtorch, I'd have been like this. I would have totally been that guy. Sorry.
Yeah.
Like, I would have been like, no, it's supposed to be serious here, man. Get a grip. I'm like, I'm sorry, but I'm trying to have fun here.
I like to like the anger face he gives. He's like, it's like, what happened? The soldiers, they hurt me. The soldiers hurt you. He's like, yes, they shouldn't have done that. Just that anger, like they shouldn't have burned me. Like,
everywhere.
What? Oh man! And again, another good mix of CGI practical effects here, because this probably was a puppet in a box, somebody's hand underneath, and then top it with the texture of the CGI.
Yeah,
I like how Hopper has to get in and be like, "You better fucking stop, dude. You might not be scared of Joyce, but you're gonna be scared of me."
Yeah.
Grilled octopus.
You see it like underneath whatever that like fleshy part on top of it is. It's so gross. Whatever that like fleshy part underneath it is.
That's enough. Yep.
Yeah. Oh,
delicious.
Looks like a booger. So this is a great way, I think, to, I don't want to say dumb it down for the audience, because the audience knows what's going on. We know that it's the Mind Flayer taking control of it, but I think it's a great way to parallel it to viruses and how viruses attack the human body and how they deal with the host, and explaining to them in his own doctor way of like, the host is pretty much taking control at this point. There's like, they're able to communicate with each other too, which is interesting to see. And we get a flashback of him coughing up the Dart. That's Dart.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I thought that was just beautifully done. Great dialogue here with it.
But also trying to give her hope. Like, listen, like the good news is we can cure this. You know, your son's not lost.
Mm-hmm. And then they're down there. I know next 2 episodes is pretty extreme.
Yeah.
Like, this is setting up, and we know where we're about to get some heartbreak. We're about to get some action going. This is where he's talking about liking Max.
An interdimensional slug. See, because it's awesome. He's not wrong.
He's the kid on the playground who wants to show. It's like, everyone, look at this frog I caught.
Yeah, really.
The key with the girls is just act like you don't care. Is that true, boys? Just act like you don't care?
Huh. Well,
it's definitely a method that is commonly used.
I'm trying to think if I've ever done that before in the past. I probably have at one point. Actually, I know I have.
I do admit, like, one of my sister's friends, every time I hang out with her, like, when we do karaoke, I'm, like, always, hugging her and talking to her. And the one day, fucking with her, I kept ignoring her. She was, like, so pissed off. I was ignoring her the one night. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Makes me wonder.
Yeah.
Why are you talking to me for? I'm like, whatever. And she brought a date. She's like, I don't care about him. Chris, what's going on? I'm like, you brought a date, and her date gave me that weird look. I'm like, I'm so sorry, dude. He's like, I don't care about this guy. He's a temporary thing. I'm like, damn. Jesus.
I will say, from a girl's point of view, if a guy does not give me attention or doesn't acts like he doesn't care, I'm moving on to the next one that does care.
Mhm.
So I don't know if it really works.
It definitely does in this day and age. In the age of dating apps, no, that won't work anymore. Your ass is gone.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. Thank Lord I'm married. I would not do. I would be single cat lady. I would not put up with it. I would not put up with it.
He's like, some girls want you to be aggressive.
Yeah. What about Nancy? She's
just
different.
like a lion. He's like, hey, what type is Nancy?
Yeah. Nancy's hoeing it out.
Yeah, she's definitely having sex with another guy right now.
Poor Nancy. Not poor Nancy. Poor Steve. Again, poor Steve.
Yep.
I'm on the team. Poor Steve. I like Nancy, but Nancy did him dirty here. They officially broke up, but to be honest, she moved pretty fucking quick on to Jonathan there.
Yeah.
But this is great. I think,
like you said,
I want to know your guys' opinion on this, but I think this is a great way of establishing the bond that's going to eventually grow between these two without shoving it down our throats. Thoughts?
I agree. It's two bros bonding over women.
And it feels natural.
Yeah.
For at least in this universe. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think if they had put him like Steve with Lucas or even Steve with Mike, I don't think the chemistry would be there.
You need to put Dustin with someone older than him to get this point across.
Yeah, because it's like Dustin's obviously the immature one, and Steve is like the cool guy, right? So they're like complete opposites, but they have attracted to one another. And I also think because the actors themselves just have like a really good chemistry between each other, like it also really helps elevate the written story, behind everything that they have to do for the next 3 seasons. So it's I don't know if they just got lucky with that or what, but it's just a great thing to see them interact, and just like this is like the growing part of their friendship. And obviously, like I think I don't remember what episode it is, but next season when oh god, what's her face?
Robin,
yes. She says like, how many like underage friends do you have, or something like that, right? Like
I got
you. He just like he like shrugs it off because like, yeah, no, I don't care. Like Dustin's my homie,
I got you, Nick. Hold on.
How many children are you friends with?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Which one are you friends with?
Look, this is an era before Discord. Steve is totally safe.
Well, they also I also have this one.
I love that.
But you also have to understand, even though we all love King Steve's maturity doesn't blossom as fast as, say, like Jonathan or Nancy's maturity, right? I think it comes from also on Jonathan's side, he had to be the man of the house. He had to help with his brother, help with paying things at the house. Nancy's side, she's a girl, the oldest daughter of a family. So like Steve, I think, I don't want to say comes from privilege. I think that's a wrong word, but my brain is like fried. So he doesn't have to mature as fast as the rest of them. So I think that also helps with having this relationship with Dustin. He's able to be on his level in some way. We also get Hopper here, finally realizing he has to communicate to 11 like, hey, sorry, I've been gone. It's just been happening. Hope you're okay. Don't eat all the Eggos. Eat some peas, please. While he's wearing his daughter's hair bands.
Yeah.
On his
Plus,
wrist.
he doesn't know the fact that she's gone.
Yeah.
He's speaking to no one right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want you to know I'm not mad. And he breaks down here too.
Was a good scene. He finally breaks down, like, he's sorry. Plus, he'd said the whole, like, I just had a near-death experience, kind of puts things into perspective.
Yes, that's what I was just gonna say. Him nearly dying and not being able to, in a sense, say goodbye to his now surrogate daughter. In a sense, second time, losing somebody. So, and knowing that she relies on him too. Granted, she's gone right now, but she relies on him, and not being able to be there. So. I'll be home soon. And here they're all talking about, we might as well burn everything. But the Dr. Owen, I will give him credit here. He's like, but what about Will? And everybody else in the room is like, oh, well, like, we've got to contain this in some way. And if it risks losing this kid, so be it. And Owen doesn't want to hear it.
Yeah, but that scene showing his brain activities is just scary. How much it just infected all parts of his brain. Like,
I didn't
Can't
pick up
imagine.
on this,
Like a weird face,
I was
too.
about to say I didn't pick up on this first time, but when I look at it and pause there, it looks like a skull almost.
Yeah, like a demon face from like a skull. It's just like all red.
Yeah, with the eyes, the nose, and mouth here.
Mm-hmm.
Almost looks like Vecna.
Kind of does, yeah.
Yeah. I like how he does get mad because he's like, well, frankly, sir, if it kills me, He's like, say that to me again. And you can see the anger on Paul Reiser's face. It's
that was great.
Yeah.
This is the turning point for me when I initially watched the season for the first time, realizing that Owen is actually a good guy.
Yeah.
This was my like confirmation for me on it.
He's not like Papa.
Yeah. But then also, it's like they are right though. It's like as much as you don't want to see this kid get hurt, this shit's getting worse. It's like if we don't stop it now, what else is going to happen? It's like it's not getting better. You had to sacrifice this kid. I get it from a practical standpoint that it sucks, but like what else can we do?
In your now memories. All right, this is probably my favorite part of the whole episode. The junkyard scenes.
Yeah.
Kudos to these kids for putting this together so freaking fast.
Yep.
On the junkyard. I wanted to
like what 40 minutes till it gets dark, right? So they have to act quick.
Also, Will's like, I know how to stop him, and it's definitely not a trap that I'm setting you guys up for.
I know, right? No one considered that.
Yeah.
No one
or the fact that
the Mind Flayer will spy back.
Plays into the fact of earlier Mike telling him, like, well, you can be a spy for him, but he might be spying on us.
Yeah. Or it's like maybe Will's being coerced to say this stuff. It's not his fault that this is happening.
He failed his saving throws.
To show her.
Yes.
You don't care. I also like the fact that Max, up until this point, still doesn't believe them. This is the background story we get on Max at this point, where she opens up to Lucas, which obviously shows that she's bonding more with Lucas than Dustin, of how they left her biological father back in California. Her brother's always been a shit, but he's just been worse now. And just comes from a very broken home. And I will say it does allow the audience to sympathize with her a little bit more because she comes off initially as a little shit.
Yeah.
And I think actually in season 3 she's a little worse about it.
Yeah.
She's very much a girl with hormones. I want to get to when they initially see Dart and Steve just strolls down there. Get home, Sinfish. Have a safe trip home. I hope you get home in one piece and have a good night. No worries. Thank you so much.
Fish.
Appreciate you. Where is it? Where he like strolls out there thinking he's just gonna mess with one of them.
Yeah.
With this famous bat.
Yeah, the whole gearing up scene too. It's like both sides, the government, these kids, everybody's getting ready, getting their guns out and preparing and doing the montage.
This is why we stand for King Steve in this house, okay? Because Dart's not taking the bait. So what does Steve do? I'll be the bait.
Well, even up until this point, Max thinks it's a wild dog or something.
Yeah,
she still doesn't believe.
It's like rabid. Yeah.
I mean, it does kind of look like a dog that's got like mange or something from afar.
Sure.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Like when Dustin tells you, he's like, "Oh, what if it's a bear?" He's like, "Shut up. We mean it's a friggin' bear."
Not to mention, it got big. Like you said, like they found its molted skin in his basement, so it's even bigger now.
I know the screen is really dark right now. I think it's just the way StreamYard transfers and stuff. But the camera did tilt to the right, and there's a second one right about here where my mouse is of another dog or whatever we want to say at this point.
I'm watching that right now on my iMac, and the whole scene is dark. It's not just
yeah.
StreamYard.
Netflix. I have the same problem with you as I do with HBO.
HBO.
Light your fucking nights, guy.
Hey, Game of Thrones.
Now, to be fair, we can kind of, I mean, this was 2017 when this came out, when like making things as dark as physically possible was the big trend. So,
yeah.
But the thing is, they've proven already, even earlier in the season, they can make these things with light on them that look pretty good with CGI. So I'm not asking for daytime. I'm asking to properly light your fucking nights.
I want to see shit.
I want to be able to see things. Listen, I'm already at the age where I have to put subtitles on, okay? So I will say kudos to Steve for taking a couple of them moving fast. Bam.
Yeah.
Work out, guys. You might come up across a Demogorgon.
Get your conditioning in.
Get your Negan bat ready.
They can't get in.
Everyone needs a Lucille.
Yeah.
They can't get in except for the major hole in the top of the... I think we're gonna... Right? This is where she finally believes.
Yeah. Stares down at her. Yeah. Finally.
This is very Aliens 3 to me.
I can see that.
Finally, I believe it now.
Out of the way. You want some? Come get some.
Yeah.
And then they all are called home in a sense.
Yeah.
To the trap that the Mind Flayer has put for everybody, which I can't remember if it's next episode or the episode after that we get one of the biggest deaths of the season.
It's later on.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
The heartbreak.
Oh, I don't know if I can put myself through that again. So the soldiers are making their way back into the tunnels, areas of Upside Down. They're going to burn everything.
Yeah.
And the Demogorgons basically have been called home, and it's a trap for them.
Yeah, it's like Aliens with Sigourney Weaver. It's like, guys, get them out of there.
Just to stay on theme, like this whole scene screams Aliens, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does.
Saying your kid's full of shit. The intel's not in the movie.
Of course, poor Will. I told you they pissed him off. I'm sorry, Mom.
And Mike's trying to raise
by playing along too. That's kind of rough.
The spy. It's you.
It's a trap. I warned them.
It's a trap.
I can't see shit. Don't worry, we can't see shit either.
Yeah, with the radar, it does sound like Aliens. Like ding, 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 ding.
Oh, I've got good trivia for this one. And this ends with, I believe, we see a Demogorgon crawling out of the hole. They're almost here. Poor Hopper. He's like, man, I got to deal with this shit all over again.
Yeah.
And on this
coming. Dun dun dun.
Here we go with a big claw.
Jeez.
Oh.
Because so far, the only thing we've seen actually hurt these things is 11.
True. Yep. And that plays later on in the season when she comes back for it. So, while I pull up trivia. Oh, one thing. So, a couple themes through this. I've been pulling themes. trust and betrayal. So Will's unwilling role as the shadow monster spy underscores the fragility of the trust when facing the enemy. Teamwork and friendship. So we have alliances like Dustin and Steve, Nancy and Jonathan. The kids are banding together. This is a common theme that we get throughout each of the seasons. Coming of age. So characters like Dustin and Max have to navigate personal growth, balancing teenage insecurities with life or death stakes. And we have corruption and control. Shadow Monster possesses Will's at the Hawkins Lab, reckless experiments, both exploiting the others for power and sacrifice. So soldiers' deaths that are incoming and the group's willingness to risk their lives will reflect the cost of fighting the supernatural threat. So, Nick, final thoughts on the episode while I pull up our trivia.
Yeah, again, another good episode, and obviously just the continuation of where the story is going, the risks that are involved, between the junkyard and Max having that revelation, going, "Oh wow, Lucas wasn't lying the entire time," and she should feel bad, for doubting him. And poking fun at him and saying it was a good story, but you kind of could have been better, blah 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 blah, on the arcade. But obviously, like, things are going to pick up here in the third act of this season, which like Sketch said, it stinks that we kind of dogged on the first few episodes and what they were trying to deliver us, and it was a slow build for a little bit, but at least things start to pick up here with the plot and the previous episode, and then obviously they continue here in 6. A lot of good dialogue, obviously, with our infamous duo, and just bettering their friendship, seeing the pain that Will is going through, both mentally and physically, and just like you mentioned, Nadia, the realization that Dr. Owens isn't a bad guy, and that there is a complete difference in him being a doctor or scientist, even to a certain extent, than Papa was, so because who the villain part of the bad guy, or like the bad guy part of the doctor, not the villain part of the bad guy, they're the same thing. But yeah, I don't have a lot of qualms with this episode. But yeah, just another enjoyable episode. Like the way it leaves off at here. Like if this was a weekly basis type of thing, like you'd be going, "Oh man, like we're gonna get something, crazy in the next episode, because we finally see that claw, come out on top from like 200 feet below." But luckily, this is something good here that we can binge. And I like when you can binge a show that is good, because you just kind of keep watching it and you kind of get amped up from episode to episode, but which is, I feel like, where we're at right now in the latter half of this season.
I agree with you, Nick, 100% on that. Blue.
Yeah, everything Nick said, and as I said before, I like the fact that the military, Dr. Owens, the government's finally taking this shit seriously. And also, and we are seeing a threat at the end where the Demogorgon, not just Demogorgon, coming out of the hole, but attacking the kids. And like now it's really getting serious. And poor Will, it's just like, as you said, Nadia, before, past 2 episodes, this kid's acting is fantastic. And it's not discrediting the other kid actors, but he kind of like has the worst arc in a sense, because no other kid's being possessed by a damn evil kaiju, whatever, Cthulhu being, so he's got to really sell it. Yeah, and of course we do get good old Bob. The past 2 episodes, Bob's fantastic, but this episode, it's really good. Just seeing everything that's happening, and we have 2 more to go to the finale. And I do like the fact that now the stakes are rising. As Nick said before, it was kind of a slow build up, but I like the fact that now it's getting really serious. Like, how do we stop this ongoing threat? Because it's one thing for Eleven taking down one Demogorgon. Now we've got a lot more than just one, and this shit's really spreading. Like she's powerful, but she's still a 12-year-old girl. She has limitations of what she can do. So we got 2 more to go to see how this season ends.
I agree with you. She also doesn't know her power's extent. Each season she kind of powers up. Levels up in a sense. Sketch.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat as everyone else. I really, really appreciate the fact that we get some kind of like an establishment of like what the stakes are here, and like an actual like tangible like active antagonist. Because yes, the Mind Flayer is sort of an antagonist this season, but he's more so just like the mystery element that gets the ball rolling. Whereas like the hordes of demi-dogs are really what end up being like the true like villain force this time around. So it's very much like aliens to alien in that regards. Like you took care of one, now here's a legion of them, and I really do appreciate it. The thing about Will though that I like to remind myself is always that like he really didn't have anything going on in season 1. He wasn't so much a character so much as like a plot point there. So having a second season where it's the natural question is like, how do you expand on what went on with this character? And that's why I think that he really does kind of have like the most stuff to work with as the season is developed.
Interesting. I did not pick up on that. Putting that together, that's pretty good. I agree with all of you, and especially you, Dick, with the binging model of like we're now in the final act of the season where you do want to, okay, what's the next episode? Unfortunately, the next episode takes us away, right? We don't actually get to see what happens at the end of this. We actually have to wait till episode 8 and 9.
Yep.
Chapter 7 is emo 11 with the band of violent outcasters.
Lost sister.
Yes, her lost sister. So they do place that, which I think is weird. I feel like that should have been an earlier episode at some point, or I don't know. I know they were going to do a spinoff for it, but I agree with all of you.
Time to talk about it.
Yeah, I know.
It's finally time.
Yes.
I feel like I've said it. I feel like I've said it every single night. It's like, we'll cross that bridge, and the bridge is here now, people. We've reached the bridge.
We've driven up to it.
We will get to the next streaming, and I do like the fact that this season kind of ends with an odd number so that we can focus on episode 9, because it's very impactful. There's a lot of things going on as it does with these finales, but I will let trivia, and then we'll go around the horn, tell everybody what we got going on, and I got a couple announcements, and we'll get out of here. All right, so the motion detector beeping sound is the same that is in Aliens 1986. So the series is well known to draw influence from Stephen King books and movies. The song playing over breakfast with Nancy and Jonathan and Murray is Blue Bayou by Roy Orbison. The song is heavily featured in books and movies what was it?
Roy Orbison?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dreamcatcher, which was a weird movie, weird book too, by Stephen King, a story about a group of kids who make friends with a supernatural psychic boy who helps them fight aliens who work against the government agency, tries to keep it under wraps. So, at Murray's house, Nancy and Jonathan retreat to separate sleeping locations where we see different scenes in each of their room muttering to themselves while trying to resist heavy sexual tension between the two. This scene is cut like in reference to similar scenes in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, where Indy and Willie Scott are doing the same thing. Nancy's sleeping quarters are even has double doors like Willie's. Each of them come out of the room to find each other right there. This episode takes place between November 3rd and 4th of 1984. When Dustin and Steve are chumming the train tracks to attract Dart, watermelon is used in place of meat because the vibrant colors showed better on camera. And then we'll do one more. When the fog moves in on the soldiers in the tunnel prior to arriving of the demo dogs, a sinister laugh can be heard. It is heard again as Hopper looks down at the tunnel again. Interesting. Season 1 is Aliens. Season 2 is Aliens. In Season 1, there's one Demogorgon, and there's one alien and alien. Season 2, we find out there's more Demogorgons, but they aren't as bad as the big monster, which we don't have a name for at the point in the series, just like Aliens. And there are more aliens, but they aren't as bad as the Alien Queen. That is a really bad...
Who wrote
bad tribute.
Like, listen, guys, the aliens comparison is not a unique thing. Everyone has picked up. The show is not slick in that regard. I swear.
Yeah.
They also compare adding the protective armor to the bus in the junkyard as a reference to the armored bus used in the second Mad Max film, The Road Warrior. I've never seen any of the Mad Max films.
Oh my
so,
god!
Yeah.
I know they're on the list. All right, Dick, you got an announcement. I don't know if you want to announce it here, but you got some stuff coming up. What's going on?
I do. Well, you can first find me on Mr. Leon, his Countercast stream Monday at 7 p.m. before people go off to Vegas. But starting April 28th, you can find me on my channel at The Plot Strikes Back, where I will be conducting my own live streams at 9 p.m. Eastern every week, talking about masculine movies, calling it Masculine Mondays. So we'll be checking out a new movie each week and just really analyzing it, going over the thematical points, archetypes, characters, best and favorite moments, and talking about why we need more masculinity back in current day movies and why they were so prevalent and awesome in all these other movies from decades past.
I'm excited. I will be on a couple of those with you, so I'm very excited to
Absolutely
come on and talk about some opinions from a female perspective. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Y'all matter.
Sometimes. It's okay. I'm one of them. I can say it. Blue.
Hey, I'm just always around. I mean, doing some gaming, some reviews. I mean, I took my son to see Princess Mononoke. Recorded a video 2 weeks ago. Just editing. It takes time. I just saw Nadia based on your recommendation. We saw Drop. Also saw the Warfare this week. I'm making videos. The problem is, you guys know this. Talking for 10 minutes is one thing, but then taking 10 minutes and chopping it up, adding clips, checking your sound bites. It's always tell people, you may see Chris make a 6-minute video. You see a 6-minute video. I see 6 hours of my life.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I am backed up, but I put up videos when I can, and yeah, I'm always around with you, Nadia, or like Daredevil Born Again doing videos, and I'm always everywhere. But boy, it's hard getting back into YouTube when you're working 2 jobs. So.
I agree with you, Blue. I hate fucking live. I hate recorded videos. I'm really bad at them, and I can't edit. Sketch is a great editor. I can't fucking edit. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, 8 hours of my life to make a 3-minute video. I'd rather just be live and talking about it. But
that's the thing. It's one thing when because all of us, we do ourselves. You always see like some bigger names. Like, oh, this guy puts out videos every day. Yeah, it's good.
But he has a team.
Yeah, when someone else is editing your stuff for you versus everybody, all 4 of us here. Everything I do, love it or hate it, I did it.
Yeah,
that's it, man.
That's what happens when you have a producer, an editor, a director, all helping you out. Okay, it takes a village.
Yeah, it does. It literally does. So that's why I realize I'm just a streamer. I am just a streamer at this point. Sketch, what do you got going on next?
Okay, I got really nothing else going on outside of my usual, like you said, humble editing gigs from week to week. But unfortunately, I'm not going to be in Vegas. But by the time everyone goes back, I might have something a little more unique to share with everyone come that time. So I'm setting myself a personal deadline to when everyone's back and have their fun, be ready to start pitching stuff and telling everyone what I got going. So it's time to buckle down.
All right.
Awesome. So for myself, I have nothing going on. By that I mean everybody's going to be in Vegas starting tomorrow. People are going to be flying in, and Gooch, we've got Badger, we've got Leon, we've got Vex, Sassy. The list goes on and on. So with me being the local here, I will be busy, so I will not have streams. I might have a Monday night stream to talk about Drop. I will also be on Countercast on Monday as a guest. So we will see. So there is no Stranger Things stream next week. We will be back on the 25th. The 22nd, I will be back officially with Horror Tuesday. I'm having a director, Mike Levy, on. He is the director of Stream 2024, and he's also the Terrifier producer, a producer on Terrifier series. So that should be fun. And we'll be back to normal schedule. Also starting the 24th, Thursday's Chills and Thrills will be taken over by Last of Us. I have a panel that will be joining me to discuss Last of Us. We're going to be discussing the first 2 episodes on the 24th, and then after that it'll be weekly as we go. So a lot of things coming down the pipeline. I appreciate everybody, man. Chat was on fire. You guys were awesome. Thank you, Zax, for paying your penance for not being here. And for that awesome
bingo
clip. I know. Speaking of, you know what? I want to play it one more time.
It's basically an intergalactic invasion into this space through people. I'm telling you, it's what we're dealing with. I'll just say it, make fun of me all you want, but everyone already innately knows this. Our channel is a goddamn demon.
Everybody will be rerouted to in the Badger Den if they are still going. Everybody have a great night. Have a great weekend. If you want to know what's going on with Vegas, I will be posting on my Instagram story posting photos and stuff. So go ahead and follow me on all the social medias as posted on my channel. So please subscribe to everybody. Please help Jacob if you can. Please subscribe to also Corey, who's linked in my description as well. It is a community for all of us. We are supposed to be supporting each other, and that's what we do. So we're here for everybody. So on that note, everybody have a good night. Have a good weekend. Stay spooky, y'all. Peace out.